Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook, Online Games. Start with a super god pet. Chapter 81. Start the rotation button. The pointer starts to rotate rapidly, and then stays on a grid. Magic Swordsman. Star rating. 2 stars. Talent 1. +2 growth point. Talent 2. All physical damage will be accompanied by an additional 30% magic damage attack. Talent 3. Ignore 10% of the enemy's defense when attacking. Critical strike rate +10%, critical strike damage +20%. Initial skills. Magic Sword / Magic Radiance Shield, Master of Swordsmanship. Introduction. The magic swordsman who has learned part of the magic power has extremely strong destructive and lethal power, not only has superb melee skills, but also has the means of long-range attack. Note: after changing jobs, every time you level up, you have a certain chance to comprehend the related skills of magic swordsman. You can choose to spend faith points to buy related skills in the church. Congratulations, you have obtained the hidden profession Magic Swordsman 2-star. Do you want to change the profession? No. Lin Yen shook his head and said, 2 stars are just hiding their profession, and they can't catch his eyes. The hidden occupations in World of Divine Pets can be divided into 1 star to 9 stars. The higher the star number, the stronger the hidden occupation. The 2-star Magic Swordsman is a hidden profession that can be said to be quite good. With dual cultivation of magic and martial arts, one can directly obtain a series of talent bonuses and 3 skills as soon as he changes his profession. If an ordinary player sees such a powerful hidden class, he may choose to change jobs immediately, but since there are so many lucky draw opportunities, Lin Yen naturally cannot be satisfied with a 2-star class. There are estimated to be thousands of hidden occupations on the entire turntable. Among them, the 1-star and 2-star hidden occupations are naturally the most, but when it comes to 5-star and 6-star hidden occupations, the number decreases sharply, and there are only a few 7-star hidden occupations. There are only 4 8-star hidden occupations, and there is only one most powerful 9-star occupation. Keep turning. Ding. Congratulations, you have obtained the hidden profession. Pyromancer 3-star. Do you want to change the profession? Congratulations, you have obtained the hidden occupation. War Sacrifice 5-star. Do you want to change the occupation? Congratulations, you have obtained the hidden profession. Holy Wind Shooter 6-star. Do you want to change the profession? At this moment, Lin Yen opened the door to the hidden professions that countless players could not reach, but he was completely unmoved. Resurrecting the first life, Lin Yen naturally has his eyes above the top. He knows dozens of ways to obtain the hidden professions of general stars. If it is just for some ordinary hidden professions, then he can do it without turning the wheel. Just do the task. Now that there is such an opportunity to gamble for a more star career, how could Lin Yen give up so easily? Keep turning. After more than 40 consecutive rotations, an extremely pleasant notification sound finally sounded. Congratulations, you have obtained the hidden profession. Dragon Vein Warlock 8 stars. Do you want to change the profession? Dragon Warlock. This hidden profession is very powerful, not only comes with various talent bonuses, but also has a great chance to comprehend various dragon language magic when leveling up, and the initial skills are also quite powerful. The 8-star profession has fully met Lin Yen's psychological expectations, but Lin Yen has always played physics-based professions in his previous life, and he is still not too interested in law-based professions, let alone now he holds the Sword of Dictatorship, such a chaotic artifact. It is really not worthwhile to change to a legal profession. After hesitating, Lin Yen chose to give up. After all, the one that suits him is the best. Turning again and again, Lin Yen's heart gradually began to suspend, but at this moment, accompanied by a pleasant notification sound, Lin Yen suddenly beamed with joy. Congratulations, you have obtained the hidden occupation. Asura 9 stars. Do you want to change the occupation? Asura. Star rating. 9 stars. Talent 1. Growth point +5. Talent 2. Shira is the real king of killing. He has mastered the most superb killing skills. You can use long sword weapons to attack, and you can also use bow and arrow weapons to attack. When the weapon you equip is a longsword, the damage value of each point of basic power x 1.5. When the weapon you equip is a bow and arrow, the damage value of each point of basic strength is times 1.3. Talent 2. Death is like the wind, always with me. Shira will absorb and seal the opponent's soul after killing the enemy. Each soul will increase his attack power by 5 points. Currently, the soul can be sealed, 0/50. Talent 3. Eye of Shira. Shira has eyes that can see through the truth, and has the characteristics of hiding everything in front of him. Talent 4. Consume 10 sealed souls to summon a Shira clone. The clone has 50% of the attributes of the main body, and inherits some equipment effects, and is confusing. Talent 5. Rebirth of Shira. Every time a sealed soul is consumed, 2% of the maximum HP can be restored. Talent 6. Body of Shira. When receiving fatal damage, enter the one's invincible time, recover 100% of your own HP, and clear all negative states on your body. This talent can only take effect once every 24 hours. Other talents. Initial skill. Asura God descends. Introduction. This is an extremely powerful profession. Every Shira has slaughtered countless lives, but as time goes by, people gradually forget its existence. However, there have always been legends that the real Shira is not a profession, but a person, or a group of people, or a race. Note 1. At present, the soul is sealed for up to 12 hours, and then it will dissipate automatically. Note 2. The skills of the Shira profession can only be learned by the player when they upgrade, and they cannot be exchanged for skills through faith points in the temple. It is indeed a 9-star hidden profession, and the talent is so powerful that it is unreasonable. After reading the relevant attributes of the Asura profession, Lin Yen couldn't help but gasped. This hidden class can not only make his output more powerful, but also further strengthen Lin Yen's life-saving ability, and the talent of Asura body is even more invincible. With this talent, he is completely equivalent to one more life, and at the same time of resurrecting, all negative states on Lin Yen's body will be cleared, which is equivalent to a holy pastor casting a legendary skill like Holy Dispel on him. It is not too invincible. In addition, the Shira profession also comes with a very powerful initial skill. Open black lens bracket Asura God comes close black lens bracket LV1. Effect. Sacrifice 50 sealed souls and summon Shira's divine power to descend. During Shira's divine power, all attributes will be increased by 100%, plus 100% crit rate, plus 100% crit damage. Skill duration, 30s. Skill cooling time, 24 hours. Introduction. Once the Shira God descends, there will be 10 deaths and no life. Terrible skills. Once this skill is used, Lin Yen's injuries will explode immediately. Sure enough, the 9-star hidden profession is such a bug. The only downside is that the cooling time is too long, which is also the commonality of all powerful skills, but after the skill level goes up, the cooling time should be reduced. Ding, it has been detected that your current level is less than LV20, and an open black lens bracket Sura close black lens bracket job transfer certificate has been automatically generated. After reaching IV20 and unlocking the second job, you can change jobs. Lin Yen is currently level 13, but with experience grant 500% experience bonus, Lin Yen's level will definitely skyrocket in the next 5 days. Level 20 is not a problem at all. Popping the 5th bubble casually, this time the God-given imprint rewarded a total of 50,000 faith points, which not only instantly restored Lin Yen's exhausted faith points, but also more than doubled. And at this moment, with the appearance of a magical hourglass above Lin Yen's head, a system notification sounded again. Ding! You have been recognized by the God of Light, you have been blessed by the power of light, and you have become a holy people. Title: Holy People. Effect: when attacked by all dark forces, all attacks received are reduced by 1%, and there is a very low probability of opening the Holy Shield to obtain shelter. Introduction. The title given by the Lord God of Light to the primary sacrificer. Lin Yen had just checked the title effect when a series of system prompts sounded one after another. You have been recognized by the God of Light, you have been blessed by the power of light, and you have become a believer in God. You have been recognized by the Lord God of Light, you have been blessed by the power of light, and you have become the patron of God. You have been recognized by the God of Light, you have been blessed by the power of light, and you have become a saint. Title: Saint. Effect: when attacked by all dark forces, all attacks received are reduced by 10%. There is a certain probability to open Angel Guardian, and when killing evil forces, there is a certain probability to obtain sacrifices. Introduction. the Lord God of Light gave him the title of a sincere sacrificer. In the eyes of ordinary believers, you are the messenger sent by the Lord God of Light to the world. The title of saint level is still very powerful, but, thinking about how many sacrifices I made in my previous life to get such a title, now that I have sacrificed just once, I actually got it. Lin Yan really didn't know what to say. As the golden light dissipated, Lin Yan's sacrifice finally came to an end. He exited the altar, and saw the great priest Nolan and Roy at a glance. Dragon Whisperer, Shadow Judge, and Saint Morningstar, I hope you can come here to offer sacrifices next time. Nolan pursed his red lips and looked at Lin Yan with fiery eyes. Seeing Nolan looking at him with such fiery eyes, Lin Yan naturally knew the hidden meaning in the eyes of the other party. Unlike other professions, if a priest of the priesthood wants to improve his strength, it depends entirely on how many gods he has. The old man of the main god is willing, and even instantly can promote an ordinary believer to a legendary powerhouse. Of course, very rare existences like ascetics are exceptions. Lin Yan's sacrifice this time is almost equivalent to the gods that Nolan has gained from sacrifices in the past 10 years. She naturally hopes that Lin Yan will still perform sacrifices with her in the future, so she deliberately gave him some hints. This kind of thing was not uncommon in the previous life. It is said that Blood-Stained Blue Sky, one of the top 10 berserkers of the light camp at that time, had some. It's hard to describe the intersection. At that time, it was regarded as a role model by countless players at that time, and it even had a series of reputations such as Time Manager, and the voice of "To be a man is to die the blue sky" was widely spread among the players. Seeing what the other party said, Lin Yan couldn't help but scrutinized him carefully. I have to say that Nolan is indeed a beautiful woman. She is tall and slender, and her slender thighs are only revealing a small part of the thrilling beauty under the cover of the white holy robe. The skin on her body is as smooth and delicate as snow. Morningstar, my lord, I would like to apologize to you for Kylan's unreasonable behavior to you before, and I hope you don't mind. Just as Lin Yan was looking at it carefully, Roy suddenly said. Of course not. Hearing what Roy said, Lin Yan smiled and shook his head. I am a person who always seeks revenge, how can I hide it? Divine Grace Deprivation. With Lin Yan yelling, an hourglass representing the divine power of light appeared on his body, and then the entire Church of Light suddenly burst into light, and then chains of order emerged. Seeing in this scene, Nolan and Roy's expressions changed one after another, but after looking at each other, they both lowered their heads at the same time, as if they didn't see anything. In the Forbidden Chamber. Well done. At this moment, Kylan's figure collapsed on the ground, and he no longer had the holy breath before. Morningstar, Nolan, sooner or later, I'll kill you all. With his finger on the wall, Kylan let out a suppressed roar like a wild beast. Such a sacrifice should be presided over by me, that fool untouchable, he dared to disobey me. Just when Kylan let out a hysterical roar, chains representing the divine power of light fell directly on her body, and then Kylan was extremely horrified to find that she had accumulated so long in the Church of Light, and at this moment she was using velocity loss visible to the naked eye. How can this be? No, don't. The voice became more frightened and sharp, and finally lost all sound completely. For the priests, the grace is all they have. Without the grace, they will not have outstanding strength. Equivalent to clearing the player's level to 0. After sacrificing such a high-level sacrifice, Lin Yan's title was directly promoted to Saint, so he can completely deprive Kylan of the divine favor by consuming his own accumulation of divine relatives. This kind of thing is naturally thankless, but Lin Yan has always been a person who hates evil like a vengeful, and always has a character of vengeance. People respect me a foot, and I respect others, but if someone offends me, I will pay back 10 times. Since Kylan targeted him like that before, Lin Yan naturally wanted to find a place on her. Besides, he didn't care about the consumption of divine grace. Deprived of Kylan's grace, Lin Yan left the Church of Light and rushed to the sanctuary's mansion. Different from the church built by the Illumination Church based on pure white marble, the City Lord's mansion is a beautiful crystal building with fountains and gardens on both sides, giving people a sense of comfort and peace. Like entering the Guangming Church, entering the City Lord's mansion also requires prestige, but Lin Yan's prestige is naturally enough. Dear Lance Consul, hello. The owner of Thunder Emperor City is a fat middle-aged man. He has been sitting in this position for 5 years. During this period, the overall development of Thunder Emperor City has been relatively stable. Hello, respected Dragon Whisperer, Your Excellency the Shadow Judge, do you want any help? I want to buy the real estate in Thunder Emperor City. Okay, please follow me. Lance Consul nodded and walked towards another hall. Once inside, the entire city model of Thunder Emperor City appeared in Lin Yan's sight. Currently, there are real estate properties for sale in the outer city of Lighty City, and real estate properties for sale in the inner city. The places marked as blank on the model are all. Lighty City has strict laws. Once you after purchasing these properties, we will strictly protect your interests. Lin Yan nodded, and looked at the blank areas. The game assets in the world of God's pets are very valuable, so early investment in this area is necessary. Even if Lin Yan doesn't do anything after buying it, as long as he puts it there, the price of the land will skyrocket at a rate 10 or 100 times higher than CGCE Surreal World. In the previous life, there was a player who bought a piece of land in the inner city of a city for only more than 1,000 gold coins in the early stage, and later sold it for a price of 30 billion. But at this stage, except for Lin Yan, there are not many people in the entire Guangming camp who have enough reputation to enter the city lord's mansion, and even if they can enter here, the price of each land will make them side. At this stage, the assets in the hands of mainstream players are still calculated in single-digit silver coins. Among the land sold at this time, the price of the cheapest land in the outer city is as high as tens of gold coins. As for the most expensive land in the inner city, the price has even exceeded 10,000 gold coins. The gold coins in the world of God's pets are extremely valuable. Even if you spend 100 billion Washa coins on the black market at this stage, it is difficult to buy 10,000 gold coins. Of course, almost no one can own 10,000 gold coins at present. Here, and here, I want all these lands. Lin Yan drew a big hand, and directly circled a total of 18 lands. Okay, these need a total of 50,020 gold coins. Lance Consul gave Lin Yan a surprised look, and then quickly calculated the cost that needs to be paid. Okay, while Lin Yan nodded, he couldn't help but feel lucky in his heart. Fortunately, he had the gold coin reward for obtaining that sort of dictatorship, otherwise he could afford so much land right now. Among the 18 pieces of land, except for one in the outer city area, the other 17 pieces of land are all in the inner city. The most expensive piece of land is next to the cross street at the north gate of the inner city, which cost Lin Yan more than 10,000 yuan. Gold coins, but Lin Yan didn't feel at all at a loss. A series of dungeons will be opened in that area, from the 30th level Thunder Emperor's Vision dungeon to the 80th level Lion's Roar dungeon. Players will have to go through that area when they form a group. The potential is imaginable. No. Ding, you bought a large piece of real estate, and the Lance Consul's favorability towards you is +20. Currently 25 points, friendly. Ding, you paid 50,000 gold coins in Thunder Emperor City at one time, and you have obtained the hidden title Investor of Thunder Emperor City. Title: Investor exclusive to Thunder Emperor City. Effect: in the future, when you buy other properties in Thunder Emperor City, you can buy them with a 5% discount. Introduction: you have gained a certain reputation among the rich merchants in Lighty City, and they all know that Lighty City has a rich man like you who spends a lot of money. Hearing the system's notification tone, Lin Yan frowned slightly, but after looking at the title attribute, he understood what was going on. One of the great fun of World of Divine Pets lies in his various titles, but those like Lin Yan's Shadow Judge and Saint can really provide various attribute bonuses. The titles are only a small part, and most of them are fancy titles like Investor, but it is better than nothing, and Lin Yan can save a lot of money when he buys the titles later. After buying the real estate, Lin Yan walked around to a hidden trading place in the inner city, spent a full 100 gold coins to buy a bunch of scrolls and items, and then left the inner city, towards the outside of Thunder Emperor City. After leaving the city gate, Lin Yan didn't go to fight monsters immediately, but stood at the gate of the South City with the super big red name on his head. All of a sudden, the surrounding crowd came to watch. Boss, Morning Star is standing motionless at the gate of the South City with a red name on it. We can definitely get him there and kill him now. On the other side, King of Thieves, who just went online again after venting, heard the information reported by his subordinates. Okay, Don't act rashly, this guy's attributes and pets are very perverted, it may be difficult for dozens of guild brothers to deal with them. How many nearby guild brothers are there? At least pull up 200 groups before making plans. Quote. Also, the person who helped me contact Shadow said that money is not a problem, and asked them to send some experts over. Chengxing, this time, I want you to die without a place to bury you. Turning off the chat screen, the King of Thieves gritted his teeth and said bitterly. Thunder Emperor City, the South Gate. Sensing that there are more and more people watching him around, Lin Yan doesn't care. After the previous battle with the group of Red Leaf Guild, he has killed 67 people, but this is not enough. The necessary condition for the Slayer medal to drop is that the number of kills must be over 100, and it has a very low probability of dropping when spawning monsters. Since there was a group of people from the Red Leaf Guild who came to give away heads before, he has become a famous status. Lin Yan was naturally unwilling to give up such a great opportunity. And as Lin Yan stopped at the gate of the city, the eyes of the surrounding players involuntarily gathered towards him. The thick blood light made them look extremely intimidating, but at this moment, the extreme greed quietly appeared on the faces of more people. Without him, Lin Yan's sword of judgment is constantly colliding, destroying, and intertwining with black and white colors. You don't need to think about it, this is the magic weapon that the other party got. They are naturally extremely grateful for the fact that Lin Yan let the God of Light bestow divine grace, which made the upgrade efficiency of all players in the Thunder Emperor City skyrocket, but this will not affect their coveting of the divine weapon in Lin Yan's hands in the slightest. Since ancient times, money has touched people's hearts, not to mention that what Lin Yan is holding at this moment is a legendary artifact. Naturally, these players around him are greedy, but Lin Yan's red name is too deterrent, and there is no leader. So for a while, no player just attacked first, and they all chose to wait and see. Boss, our 200-man regiments have arrived, and the shadow people have also come over. There are more and more casual players besieging around. I'm afraid things will change if it's too late. Why don't we do it now? Looking at the surrounding situation, seeing more and more players watching around, he said anxiously at the moment. Okay, then I'll leave it to you. If it's done, don't you like that goblin Farina? I'll let you have a good time later. The King of Thieves nodded, said. Boss, don't worry, I will kill Chen Xing this time, and I will avenge you. Hearing what the King of Thieves said, his eyes lit up, and he couldn't help but licked his lips. Thinking of Farina's alluring face and devil's figure, a puff of heat rose involuntarily from her belly. Seeing that the other party was so excited, the King of Thieves also nodded with a smile. Farina, the troublesome little goblin, is naturally his woman. Of course, it's just one of them. After all, for a person like him, women are nothing like clothes, and he has had enough of this flirtatious thing. At this time it can also be given to the subordinates to win people's hearts, so it is natural to serve multiple purposes. Chen Xing, you stole the artifact from our boss, should you return it now? Knowing that he couldn't wait any longer, Zaimaishian led 200 Red Leaf Guild players to the front of the stage. I snatched it from you. Seeing the Red Leaf Guild mark on Zaimaishian, Lin Yan immediately knew it, and couldn't help but sneered. Brothers, please comment. Our boss has worked so hard to reveal a magical costume, but it was snatched away by this despicable villain. What do you think we should do? Take it back, take it back, take it back. Players from the Red Leaf Guild shouted one after another. More than 200 people shouted in unison. The momentum was still very scary. Something was wrong in front of them. Many casual players hurriedly retreated to the rear, but there were still some players who wanted to pick up the cheap ones. Willing to retreat. Brothers, this matter is a private matter between us Red Leaf Guild and Morning Star. I hope you brothers will not intervene. I will naturally turn around, thanks, otherwise. Sneaky eyebrows glanced at the casual players around, and said coldly. Seeing the thugs saying that, the other players obediently retreated, although they were unwilling. Without him, the gap between the individual and the guild is too great. Although Red Leaf Guild is not the top guild in Thunder Emperor City, it is the top guild in Thunder Emperor City. These days they have done too many things to bully and dominate the market, and ordinary players are not willing to offend them. Chen Xing, if you hand over the artifact now, maybe I will let you go, or you will wait for our body to be collected. Seeing that the players around him retreated, the members of their own guild surrounded them like a tide. Their eyebrows were like mouse eyes. With certainty in his heart, he said to Lin Lang condescendingly. Ask for flowers, SB. Lin Yen also shook his head and said in a speechless voice, seeing the stern look on his face. In this world, there are always some people who like to overestimate themselves and underestimate others. You kid wants to die. Brothers, shoulder to shoulder. War-type players and meat shield pet babies are carried in front. Mage players and archer players continue to output at the back, priests remember to restore blood, and auxiliary occupations remember to give buff bonuses. Seeing what Lin Yen said, the thief immediately jumped into a rage, but he learned from the King of Thieves that Lin Yen has a long-range attack method, so he will not stand up foolishly but hide among the players. He didn't believe that the opponent alone was still an opponent of 200 of them. Irene. Since someone wanted to die, Lin Yen naturally wouldn't stop him, and immediately greeted him. Hearing Lin Yen's voice, Irene immediately understood, and immediately shook her head excitedly. She just got a silver outfit, and the little guy undoubtedly wanted to see how much her strength had increased, so she seemed extremely excited. The three heads Chi-Chi chant spells. Open black lens bracket a world of ice and snow close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket sky meteor close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket elemental storm close black lens bracket. The soldiers and meat shield pets who were carrying the front were just about to push forward, but saw countless frosts falling from the sky, and then those players only felt that their eyes were dark, and they directly entered the state of souls. As for the mage in the middle, it was even worse. Before the spell could be chanted, he was shocked to death by the meteorite shock wave falling from the sky. Reeks everywhere. -1120. -1083. -1109. -1092. -1125. Bloody damage exceeding 1000 points kept floating from the Red Leaf Guild players one by one, and the casual players who looked around felt chills in their hearts. What kind of harm is this? As the levels of players and pets gradually increase, the damage gradually increases. It is not impossible to use skills to hit hundreds or even break the damage value of 200, but what the hell is this situation? Directly break the 1000 damage value. Or group skills. It lasts so long. And, he is releasing 3 group-wide skills at once. It has control, output, and elemental damage. Is this Nima open? For a moment, the casual players around looked at the cute Irene in the field, and they were completely in a daze. All go, what kind of pet is this Nima? I remember that some players discussed it on the forum before, saying that Morningstar's pet is a white diamond pet. White diamond level pets. Legendary level pets are not so exaggerated at this stage, right? After all, everyone is not high level now. Even if there is a difference in attributes, it is not exaggerated to this extent. I'm still using a black iron pet baby now. Is the gap between people so big? It's a good thing I didn't get caught up in it just now, or else the level 1 finally rose to would be gone. Ah, this little guy is so cute, I love it. Woohoo, I also want such a super pet baby. Dream, what's wrong in the dream? While all the players were discussing, Zaimaishu watched the guild members around him continue to fall, and felt extremely shocked. Although he had heard from the King of Thieves that the other party had a super powerful pet, he didn't expect that he would so powerful. Because of the relatively dense positioning, when these skills were released, about half of the 200 or so players he brought hung up in an instant, and almost vomited blood directly. Stand apart, don't worry about that pet, set fire to kill Morningstar in seconds. Seeing the guild members in a huge panic, Zaimaishian hurriedly commanded. No matter how powerful the pet is, it can only return to the pet space without its owner. It's not that he didn't want to set fire to the opponent's pet, but just now a guild member attacked Irene. He looked at the system information and only dealt a few dozen points of damage, but the opponent's HP was directly break 10,000. Seeing this message, Zaimaishian almost vomited blood out of breath. This pet Nima is even more exaggerated than the boss. Not only does it have a terrifying amount of blood, but its attacks are even more exaggerated to the extreme. Seeing the Red Leaf Guild players scattered around and turned their eyes to him, Lin Yen was not in a hurry. Although his current blood volume and defense against his own baby Irene were so exaggerated, compared to other players, it was completely heavenly. One by one, even if these people want to kill him instantly, it is not so easy to do. However, following the order of thieves, 7 or 8 mages with quick reactions chose to attack Lin Yan in an instant. Ordinary mages only had a few harmful skills in the early stage, Fireball, Ice Cone, and Thunderstorm, but at this moment, 7 or 8 mages joined forces to cast spells, and the momentum created was quite amazing. But the moment these people locked onto Lin Yan, he made a wrong step and his figure began to shake rapidly. Shadow Step. One of the signature movements of the top players in the previous life. Through high-speed, multiple body micro-manipulation, it can avoid most of the magic damage attacks. All of a sudden, the area where Lin Yan was just now was surrounded by flames, frost, and lightning. Then, under everyone's unbelievable eyes, Lin Yan's figure was like a dream, and every step he took was precisely avoided the series of magic attacks. Lin Yan's dreamlike operation not only stunned the Red Leaf Guild players who just attacked him, but also completely excited the casual players watching around. What pace is this? I'll go, can't I? Can I hide like this? This is the Shadow Step. I heard from a friend that this is a skill that only top players can do. Ordinary professional players can't do it at all. Ordinary professional players. Kid, you are an amateur, right? This kind of skill is not something that everyone can do, even if it is a professional player who is on the top of the list. I'll go, this is too handsome. I originally thought that Mr. Morningstar was just lucky, but I didn't expect him to be so strong. Such a morning star, I love it. The comments of the scattered players around did not affect Lin Yan at all. While dodging the attack, Lin Yan brandished the chaos artifact, the Sword of Judgment. With the super high attack power and the characteristics of ignoring the attack distance, when Lin Yan deals with these players of Red Leaf Guild he doesn't even need to stack the multiplier attack of the Dark Boiling. However, there is only one result. Instant seconds. Realizing that Lin Yan was being attacked, Irene was immediately furious. The fire and ice heads spit out dragon flame breath and frost breath respectively. Among all the skills, Irene's Holy Orb of Light has the shortest cooldown time. Now, with the blessing of Dragon Whisperer's Handbook and the 50% cooldown reduction effect of Star God Orb, Irene turns into a Orb of Light. Shooter, one after another holy balls of light kept spewing towards other players around, and all the players who were hit enjoyed a free return to the city. At the same time, as the incident continued to ferment, the chat channel of the Tianxing Guild also directly exploded. Brothers, something went wrong. The president was blocked at the gate of the South City by 200 member groups from the Red Leaf Guild. Dare to touch the boss of Morningstar, call someone, them. There are brothers near the south gate of Lighty City, pull a group channel and go there together. This group of domineering fellows, I have long seen them unhappy. It's true that our Tianxing Guild is easy to bully, I will them even if I don't practice. Now each reports to the location, gather and go directly to them. All of a sudden, as the news of Lin Yan's siege spread, many guild members were filled with righteous indignation. But at this moment, I saw Sad Xiaojian saying in the guild channel, actually, I think we don't have to go. As soon as Sad Xiaojian said this, a stone stirred up waves. Sad Xiaojian, are you still human? The president is so kind to us. Is what you said still human? That's right, Xiaojian, I didn't expect you to be such a person, I misread you. Hey, knowing people and faces but not knowing the heart. Sad Xiaojian, if you are afraid of death, just say so. Brothers who are not afraid of relegation will follow me. I will overthrow their Red Leaf Guild. No, you are not at the scene and do not understand the situation. Seeing that the guild players began to criticize him one after another, Xiaojian touched his nose helplessly and said with a wry smile. After speaking, a visual share was sent out. Hey, isn't this Red Leaf Guild's wicked eyebrows? Why did he fall to the ground? Those players who died next to me seem to belong to the Red Leaf Guild. I'm going, what the hell is this? Didn't it mean that the 200s of members of the Red Leaf Guild were chasing and killing the president? Why did they all fall? Internal strife. Quote. They were all killed by Boss Morningstar and his pets. I was right next to him, and I was just about to help, but it turned out that this was the case. Hearing Sad Xiaojian's words, the players on the guild channel were taken aback. 200s of players, 200 players, besiege the president, but the president killed him instead. Will it grow so awesome? Although they knew that the boss of Morningstar won the first kill in the instance of Shadow Tide and held an artifact in his hand, but everyone did not expect that Lin Yan's strength would be so exaggerated. That's 2 groups of hundreds, 200 players, not 200 pigs, just killed by the president alone. This is for God. As a result, the atmosphere in the guild channel suddenly changed. The president is awesome. The Morningstar boss is invincible. Glory and might. Xiao Jian, I'm sorry, I misunderstood you just now. That's right, Xiao Jian, don't mind. Ahem, Xiao Jian, didn't you see my sister's photo last time and thought it was very beautiful? How about I introduce it to you? Seeing this, the sad Xiao Jian didn't mind, and said, it's okay, you can just call Dad. There is nothing between men that a father can't solve. If there is, say twice. Screw you. Roll. You kid thinks beautifully. Seeing sad Xiaojian say this, the other players in the guild immediately laughed and cursed. Suddenly, the tense atmosphere in the guild disappeared. At the gate of the South City, blood flowed like a river at this moment. The Zaimaishu in the soul state gritted his teeth with hatred as he saw Lin Yan, whose body was covered with blood as if he was about to bleed. 200 groups, a full 200 people. In the end, except for a few terrified guild members who ran away directly, the rest of the members all died on the body of the person in front of them. He never thought that it would develop to this stage. Asshole, he cursed in his heart, but he didn't want to be resurrected immediately, but fixed his eyes on Lin Yan's position. He hasn't reached the point where he must lose. Xiaojian, come here and pack up these equipments, and then throw them all in the guild warehouse. With Lin Yan's current equipment, attributes and skills, and with Irene at his side, these people want to kill him, it is tantamount to a dream. After a nearly one-sided massacre, Lin Yan happened to see the sad little sword, let him come over and pick up the equipment dropped by these Red Leaf Guild players. He naturally doesn't like these equipment, but the players in the guild can use it. After a frantic purchase of land, Lin Yan only has 100 gold coins on hand. Such assets are still equivalent to local tyrants among local tyrants in the eyes of ordinary players. Come over to deliver equipment, he can't refuse it, can he? How embarrassing. Ah, after being spotted by Lin Yan, the sad Xiaojian walked out of the crowd excitedly, and the free players beside him glanced at Lin Yan fearfully one by one, and then gave way to him one after another. A way to come. After seeing Lin Yan massacre the players of Tianxing Guild with almost invincibility, most of the players around him stopped thinking about Lin Yan trying to snatch the artifact. They originally thought that Lin Yan was a mobile treasure trove, but now it seems that Lin Yan is an out-and-out killing god. The moment sad Xiaojian walked out, Lin Yan raised his brows, there are thieves. He didn't know how many thieves he killed in his previous life, and he knew the habits of this group of people very well. Now he is occupying attribute suppression, and he is naturally very keen to detect when someone changes. But before Lin Yan could make a move, he saw that the sad Xiaojian who seemed to be holding his hand to pick up the equipment suddenly flipped his hand, and then a poisonous snake-like dagger stabbed directly at the nothingness beside him. Then there was only a sound of, dang, and as the two daggers collided, a sneaking figure also emerged. It was an extremely thin figure. When the figure was revealed, the figure was still crooked. After being discovered by Sad Sword, the thieves seemed a little surprised. In this regard, Lin Yan is not surprised at all. As a legendary thief who can be ranked in the top 10 in the entire Light Camp in future generations, although Sad Xiaojian's current skills are not as exaggerated as in his previous life, his powerful potential has gradually become apparent out. At the same time, seeing the thieves appearing suddenly, the free players who watched were all talking. Look at the tattoo on his arm. That's the Lotus of Sin, he is the shadow person. How did the shadow people appear here? You don't need to ask, it must be hired by Tianxing Guild. When the word shadow is mentioned, many players feel apprehensive. As one of the 3 major assassination organizations in China, Shadow is different from other guilds. They specialize in assassination missions, and the fees charged for each murder are extremely expensive. However, because they do have a bunch of masters in their organization, there are still some lots of people are willing to pay big bucks for them. But when Lin Yan was concentrating on the fight between Sad Little Sword and the killer sent by the shadow, another thief quietly walked around behind Lin Yan, just when he was about to activate his skills, but Lin Yan's figure just disappeared out of thin air. How can this be? In fact, based on Lin Yan's accumulated experience in previous and present lives, even if he is distracted right now, how could he not have noticed a thief lurking beside him, but he has been luring him all the time. Seeing the opponent's aura floating, Lin Yan directly activated the skill attached to Crossel's mask, Powerful Concealment. Powerful Concealment. After using the skill, enter the stealth state instantly, and the duration is 30s. It cannot be broken by general probing props and skills. Cooldown. 3 minutes. Stealth. After a moment of astonishment, Shadow Killer immediately realized what was going on. As the top assassin on the ground list, he naturally has his eyes above the top. In his eyes, Morning Star is very famous, but in the final analysis, the opponent is a player who can't even rank in the second place in the world. The reason why he has a series of legendary experiences before is nothing more than good luck. However, when Lin Yan used the Shadow Step just now, Shadow Killer was a little surprised. He knew that he had underestimated the other party, so when he quietly came over, he raised his spirit. Ability like stealth, but it's not that simple to avoid my pursuit. After realizing what was going on, Shadow Killer thought coldly. Insightful eyes. In an instant, Shadow Killer's eyes turned blood red, and he activated his ability to break through, but what surprised him was that after activating the ability, he still didn't see anything. And in fact, the invisibility ability used by Lin Yan is a powerful concealment ability, and ordinary insight skills will not be effective at all. But at the moment when the other party activated the skill, Lin Yan's heart skipped a beat. Got you. Sword of Judgment and Shadow Killer touched the purple dagger in their hands, and a damage value suddenly appeared on the latter, but Lin Yan was also a little surprised that the opponent was not killed in seconds. It seems that the equipment on the body is also quite good. And as the two fought against each other, two hidden figures appeared one after another. That's Shadow Killer. The professional master ranked 83rd on the land list is really him. This is the legendary killer. I didn't expect him to be dispatched. I'm afraid things are not going well at this time. Has the Shadow organization directly dispatched the masters of the local rankings? This is a good show. Shadow Killer vs. Morning Star, who can win? In the eyes of countless players, professional players who can make it to the Earth rank and TN rank are basically god-like existences. Even among the large number of professional players, they belong to the top group of people. All the players have a special ID authentication, so as soon as they see the ID of Shadow Killer, all the players besieged at the side will know that it is a real master of the sky list who came to assassinate Morning Star. But Lin Yan didn't have time to care about the discussion among the players. Seeing that the opponent resisted his blow, he turned the long sword in his hand and directly activated the skill. Sword Chi Slash. A majestic sword energy soared into the sky, carrying a fierce killing intent, and fell directly on the body. On the other side, Yingsha, who was hit by Lin Yan with only blood remaining in one blow, felt his heart skip a beat. He didn't dare to take it hard at the moment, and hastily activated his skills. Windwalk. The classic skill of the thief profession, which can quickly leave the battlefield, and when it is LV1, it comes with a one's invincibility effect. It is a must-have skill for all high-level thieves. Accompanied by a -0 damage, Shadow Killer has already used the acceleration effect of gathering Windwalk to run tens of yards away. Seeing the opponent using such a skill, Lin Yan is also a little surprised. There are currently less than 20 players. Level 1 cannot be transferred to a second job, the other party must have learned this skill in some special way. Next time, I will kill you. Feeling that he was out of danger, Yingsha breathed a sigh of relief, and said coldly while wiping Lin Yan's throat. Seeing this, Lin Yan shook his head. Dark Boiling activated. Charge for a second. Double attack. The effect regardless of distance is activated. With the Sword of Judgment in Lin Yan's hand waving far away, Yingsha, who was about to leave, froze. A beam of sword energy broke through the limitation of time and space and landed directly on him. Kai Yi. Accompanied by a streak of blood soaring into the sky, Yingsha froze and fell straight to the ground. -856. Spike. See you again. Only this time, the enemy that Lin Yan dealt with is a godlike character in the eyes of the players. A real top player. However, at this moment, in front of Lin Yan, he seemed so fragile and unrecognizable. Shadow killed. Quote. I'm going, this is too strong. Aren't all the masters on the ground list his opponents at all? What is the identity of the boss of Morning Star? If he is a professional player, it is impossible that no one has heard of him before. It's too strong, a master on the ground list, kill with one sword. What kind of attack method did the Morning Star boss use in the end? Why didn't I see clearly? Just as Lin Yan was dealing with Shadow Killer, Sad Xiaojian also dealt with the thief. Lin Yan nodded in satisfaction, knowing that the other party's emotional potential was about to be revealed step by step, so let the other party clean up. With a bunch of equipment dropped, Lin Yan went straight to the field. Now that he has gathered enough to kill 100 people, he doesn't need to continue fishing here. Ding, you found the map Brave Bull Valley, you have gained 300 experience points. The main monster spawned in the Bull Valley is the level 25 Lee's Flaming Bull. For players at this stage, monsters at level 25 are simply not something they can deal with. Regardless of the attributes, there are more than a dozen monsters. Level suppression is placed there. Originally it could cause 100 points of damage, but now it is considered good if it can cause 30 points, and there is a great probability of being missed. But for Lin Yan and Irene, it's not a problem at all. Irene's hidden attribute is ignoring the level of monsters, and Lin Yan is holding the Sword of Judgment which has a +10 ignore level, so naturally he is not affected by anything. Influence. For other players, this place is naturally hell, but for Lin Yan, it is a paradise for leveling up, with a 500% experience bonus provided by Divine Favor, experience grant in the next 5 days, it is foreseeable that his level will increase rapidly. As the thought turned in his mind, Lin Yan saw a blazing bull making a buzzing sound. Open black lens bracket flame bull close black lens bracket normal monster. Grade IV 25. M 1300. Skills: Bull Shock, Deterrence, Flame Torrent, Flame Skin. Introduction. It was just an ordinary bull at first, but after being baptized by the flame of hell, it evolved into a blazing bull. It has a certain resistance to flames and has mastered the basic flame power, and gradually grows into a valley of bulls. Overlord in. The monsters in World of God's Pets increase their combat power by a level every 10 levels, so although the flame bull is just a normal monster, its level as high as 25 will directly pull his bloodline to more than 1000 points, but this amount of blood for Aileen and Lin Yan, it was nothing at all. After spotting Lin Yan, the flame bull hummed twice, and then rushed towards Lin Yan. Open black lens bracket bull impact close black lens bracket. Introduction. Immediately increase your own movement speed by 50%, hit the enemy in front of you with absolute strength and speed, cause 150% physical damage and fall into the knock-up state. After the player level in the previous life has caught up, the most annoying thing is its skill, the damage, but the key knock-up state is really disgusting. It is impossible for one person to come to brush, but a group of people to form a team to brush, so that it is easy for the fighters or tanks in the front row to fly out, exposing the output occupations in the back row. Seeing that the flame bulls launched a charge skill on him, Lin Yan had no intention of fighting against them, so he directly activated a powerful concealment, directly missed the chase, and then passed through the densely packed flame bulls, and came directly to a rock in the valley next to the wall, and then directly activated the floating scroll that I bought in the inner city of Thunder Emperor City. Floating scroll. Quality. Rare. Effect. After using it, you can float in the air for a short time, flying freely like a bird, but the floating limit cannot exceed 100 yards. Duration. 1 minute. Description. A magical scroll engraved with intricate levitation spells, this is a true masterpiece. Floating scroll. Before the air ride came out, the price was basically high, especially for players such as fighters and assassins who basically had no flying skills. Sometimes it had a miraculous effect. When Lin Yan bought it in the hidden mage's shop in the inner city, he spent 10 gold coins to buy a floating scroll, which is unaffordable for ordinary players. After tearing up the floating scroll, Lin Yan felt a magical power on his body, and then his whole body seemed to become light, and then his body began to fly upwards along the rocky wall of the valley. On the top of the steep rock in the Bull Valley, there is a raised platform that can just accommodate one person and one pet, where the output, the flame bowl can't attack the player at all, so the player can output as much as they want. This terrain bug was discovered by a player in the previous life, and then he posted his discovery on the forum, but in this life, Lin Yan naturally seized the opportunity. In less than a minute, Lin Yan climbed onto the platform, and instead of letting Irene activate the skill immediately, he took out poison gas thing, such a throwing potion, and threw it from the platform. Open black lens bracket poison gas mist close black lens bracket. Effect. Deal 1 damage to all enemies within 50*50 range. Introduction. The failed items produced by the alchemist Brian when refining the real alchemy products can play a very limited role. In the eyes of many people, this item is undoubtedly a tasteless existence, but now in Lin Yan's hands, it has played a miraculous effect. Snapped. Accompanied by the sound of a bottle shattering, a burst of poisonous mist CGCA diffused towards the surroundings in an instant, and a damage value of -1 floated on all the blazing bulls within the range. Buzz buzz buzz. All of a sudden, the hatred of these affected blazing bulls was locked on Lin Yan. One by one rushed to the bottom of the rock under Lin Yan, roaring and wanting to attack Lin Yan, but he couldn't climb up, and the only long-range attack skill Flame Torrent couldn't reach the area where Lin Yan was, so he could only be incapable and furious at the moment. Seeing this, Lin Yan smiled slightly. Poison gas mist is also an item he bought from the hidden shop in the inner city of Thunder Emperor City. These are all kinds of strategies discovered by players in the previous life, but they are all used by him now. Lin Yan himself belongs to the kind of genius who can't forget with a photograph. He can remember everything after seeing it once. In his previous life, he liked to browse forums and read strategies, so Lin Yan knows all the secrets, treasures, and dungeon strategies. Heart. This is one of the biggest advantages of his rebirth. With a certainty in his heart, Lin Yan touched Irene unexpectedly. She can start working. Received a signal from Lin Yan, Irene started to activate one skill after another. A world of ice and snow. Sky meteor. Elemental storm. Holy ball of light. Frost. Meteorites. Storms. Balls of light. Skills kept falling one after another, so these angry bulls began to deal horrible damage one after another. -608. 50% deceleration. -906. -921. -1156. As Irene learned more skills, the damage caused by different skills was also different, but at this moment the lowest floating damage value also exceeded 600 points. At the same time, Lin Yan also frequently launched attacks. With Lin Yan's current terrorist attack, after the open black lens bracket sword of judgment close black lens bracket has been charged for 3 seconds, it will fall on these blazing bulls without using any skills. However, compared to Irene's killing speed, Lin Yan's killing speed was undoubtedly much slower. There is no way, one is group-wide damage, and the other is only single-point damage. And as the flaming bulls fell down, a series of prompts sounded in Lin Yan's ears. Ding, your pet dragon Irene killed flaming bull and you gained experience. Ding, your pet, ding. Along with a sound of prompts, a white light flashed on the top of Lin Yan's head. The experience reward for killing monsters by leapfrogging plus the 500% experience bonus of God's grace. Experience grant, his level rose to level 14 in one fell swoop. In World of Divine Pets, it is more difficult to increase the level as you go to the end. Generally, players calculate their own level improvement by 1% of the level up progress, but Lin Yan is directly level up, which is not easy. The exaggeration of 2 words can be described, it is simply against the sky. And as the blazing bulls fell one after another, a pile of equipment and items fell on the ground, but Lin Yan naturally couldn't go down to pick them up right now. Anyway, the equipment in the World of Divine Pets can't be picked up after falling. It will disappear, and as long as no one picks it up, it will remain there, so he is not in a hurry. Just like this, he kept repeating the previous process back and forth, and by the time Lin Yan went offline, his level had soared to 80% of level 15. The increase in level made Lin Yan's experience points for spawning monsters slightly lower, but the experience points he gained were still extremely terrifying values. Exit the game pod. The sensitive female secretary Chin Yunru greeted him immediately, and while serving Lin Yan in the bath, she introduced to him the events and some important news that happened in the family during this period. What? Brother went directly to Dingzhong. Lin Yan raised his brows slightly upon hearing Qin Yunru's words. Yes, the young master rushed to Dingzhong overnight after chatting with you, young master. Then what's going on with Lin Yang now? Lin Yan couldn't help feeling warm when he knew that his elder brother was venting his anger on him. In this world, there are a few brothers who care about you, doctor. The person has been sent to Dingzhong number 1 hospital, and the news from there said that Lin Yang is now a vegetable, and there is no possibility of waking up in this life. What does Grandpa say here? The patriarch's attitude seems to be extraordinarily tough this time. All those who came out to complain for Lin Yang were all suppressed. Is that so? Lin Yan nodded. As the head of the Lin family, Grandpa must have the determination and foresight. Lin Yang is just a dispensable junior now, and he and the eldest brother is now in full swing. If the Lin family wants to have further development in the future, it is bound to be inseparable from the two brothers. Young master, don't be too tired every day, the overall situation of the family is getting better and better. Qin Yunru softly caressed Lin Yan's shoulder, exhaling like orchid softly in his ear. Inexplicably stimulated by the other party, Lin Yan thought of the great priest Nolan in the game. Judging from his future growth rate and the sacrifices he made, this great priest might obediently submit to him in a short time, under him. But now, Lin Yan turned around and looked at Qin Yunru, who was at the side. The intellectual girl was still wearing a black uniform, and her slender legs were not wrapped in stockings, revealing her smooth, snow-like skin to the fullest, and her delicate face was slightly flushed at this moment, as beautiful as a blooming peach blossom cannot party things. The face of an angel, the figure of a devil. Even though he had enjoyed countless times in his previous life, he still couldn't help but feel hot at the moment. Yunru, come here. Suppressing the increasingly heavy breathing, Lin Yan said as calmly as possible. This night, Lin Yan seemed to be transformed into a signal light, counting, this night, it was lit 7 times. When he woke up the next day, Lin Yan felt refreshed. Qin Yunru lay on the bed blushing. It's not that she didn't want to get up to serve Lin Yan, but at the moment she was falling apart and couldn't lift her strength at all. After all, there are always some cattle in this world that can plow the land. The rest of the female secretaries who were in charge of serving Lin Yan were not surprised by this, and prepared a nutritious breakfast early in the morning. For the children of a big family like Lin Yan, the saying that women are like clothes is not just words. And in fact, it is true. The sons of Beijiang, who are not 3 wives and 4 concubines, their private lives are extremely chaotic, and some sons even like to spend money to support those popular corners. Under the absolute money offensive, few people can resist such a temptation. Lin Yan was different, perhaps because of his spiritual obsession with cleanliness. He couldn't have the slightest interest in women who might have affairs with others, no matter how beautiful they were. His woman can only be touched by him alone. Children from big families are enlightened on some things much earlier than boys from ordinary families. Ask for flowers. Lin Yan was no exception. The female secretaries who served him, including Qin Yunru, were actually trained by the Lin family since childhood. Correspondingly, they naturally had to repay the family. While eating the nutritious breakfast that must be replenished after blood loss, Lin Yan browsed the forum. No matter when, the posts about your own pets are always the most. However, Lin Yan scanned a few times and found that the most popular posts at the moment were all related to himself. The unsolved mystery of Lydie City. Why does the NPC ignore the player Chengxing Hongming entering the city? Open black lens bracket. What did the morning star do? Why did the Lord God of Light send down divine grace? Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Blessing of Thunder Emperor City, increased experience bonus, close black lens bracket. With 1 enemy against 100, the invincible morning star. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Scarlet Killing God, morning star, close black lens bracket. Lin Yan flipped through it casually, and found that the most popular post at the moment was a revealing post related to him. Revealing the secret post on the true identity of Chen Xing, the vest of the leader who opened the list. Close black lens bracket. As the most popular player in World of God's Pet, the player Chen Xing first won the world first kill in Shadow Tide and then got the artifact. The NPC who entered the city with a red name did not dare to stop him, and then defeated the Red Leaf Guild with his own strength, who is the top player in the world, but who is he, who has been puzzling all the players? If before that, everyone thought that Chen Xing was just a lucky player, then in today's battle, he showed such superb skills as shading step, which is enough to prove that he is definitely a master. I believe everyone knows that the IDs of the professional players ranked in the Earth ranking and TN ranking are all locked, but the big players on the TN rankings do not have to use their original IDs to enter the God's Pet World game. So according to my guess, Chen Xing's real identity is the best number of a big boss in the Tianbang list. After reading the whole post, Lin Yan was also a little surprised by the other party's analysis. Of course, he is not the best of a top player, but his real strength is not inferior to those players on the top list. It can even be said, higher up. Purely in terms of skills, in his previous life he once had a purely technical sparring with Shachi Liunian, one of the top 10 shield fighters of the light camp. In the end, in the sparring field where the attributes of both sides were basically the same, the opponent and himself were entangled for several times. Minutes later, he finally lost to himself miserably. After rebirth, Lin Yan has clear thoughts in his mind, and with the blessings of many accumulations and advanced vision in his previous life, his own skills are still being sublimated, which is beyond the comparison of ordinary masters of the heavenly list. With his mind slightly settled, Lin Yan glanced at the ID of the person who posted it, God's favorite by Xiaosheng, and frowned slightly. He knew this guy from his previous life. He was an up-host of Station B. He mainly posted videos about tasks, maps, pets and other topics that reveal the secrets of the world of pets. He also occasionally interviewed some professional experts. The popular Upmaster, 060, the other party is posting here now, just to gain a wave of popularity and attract a wave of traffic for himself by the way. However, this time the post probably exceeded his expectations. The popularity was directly topped, and countless people commented on the post. Come, let's buy it and let it go. Let's guess that the boss of Morningstar is the Molly who is the master of the Sky list. If you want me to say, it is most likely Mengying Xiaoyao, as big, after all, they are all masters of swords. Nonsense, in my opinion, it should be Xiaoyao Prodigal Son. I feel that Chen Xingda's acting style is very similar to that of Prodigal Son. No, your eyes are too superficial, you can only see the current masters of the celestial list, can't you pay attention to the former masters of the celestial list who quit? Don't worry about guessing, maybe he is not a master of the heaven list at all. After flipping through it a few times, Lin Yan shook his head. No matter in his past or present life, he has never been on the list, but the real strong don't need to use the so-called list to prove anything. This kind of ranking list, more, is still listed for players who follow these people. Back online, back on the original exposed platform, the bloodstains under Brave Bull Valley seemed to have not been completely cleaned up, and there was a bloody smell in the air. Lin Yan called Irene to start working again. I have to say that such a single, pure monster hunting is extremely boring, but Lin Yan feels good with Aileen as his company. Open black lens bracket elemental storm close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket sky meteor close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket a world of ice and snow close black lens bracket. Going down the skills one by one, no matter how rough the skin and thick flesh of Blazing Bull, it couldn't withstand such a magic attack. It didn't take long before it turned into a white light. And after releasing the skill, Irene asked Lin Yan for all kinds of pet snacks, grumbling to Lin Yan. Now that the little guy has learned badly, he seems to feel that he can't work for nothing like this. Only after Lin Yan fed her did she get back to work. You're such a big kid. Lin Yan shook his head, and reluctantly put the jerky into Irene's mouth. While Erin was chewing, she rubbed her head against Lin Yan's body, seeming to say, Master is the best, Irene just eats a little bit, Master won't blame Erin, right? As soon as Lin Yan saw such a cute scene, Lin Yan immediately retreated, and Irene would rely on her for everything she wanted. Has the Bull Lord finally been alarmed? After reading the information prompted by the system, Lin Yan frowned slightly. An independent map like Brave Bull Valley, in addition to ordinary monsters like the Flaming Bull, there must be corresponding enhanced monsters, elite monsters, leader monsters and even lord monsters, but it is different from the previous monsters after they die. It may not be long before it will be refreshed. A Lord-level boss like the Bull Lord will basically be refreshed every 7 days or even longer. In the previous life, it was to compete for such a field boss, and the major guilds fought for it many times. Field bosses are always synonymous with advanced equipment. Lin Yan's expression changed slightly after checking the attributes of the Bull Lord. Flame Bull Head Lord Monster. Grade: IV 25. Skills: Flame Skin, Enhanced Shock, Firestorm, Heart of Rage, Magic Resistance, Crazy Impact. Lord Skill: Call of the Wild Bull. Introduction: The absolute king of the Blazing Bull clan, with super high defense and blood volume, is not an existence that a single player can challenge at all. Don't provoke him, otherwise, only death awaits you. The rewards of the Lord monsters are no different than that of ordinary strengthened monsters and elite monsters. Basically, there is a high probability of getting a purple outfit, and it is easier to drop some special items. So, on to it. Irene naturally also knew that the rewards of this big guy in front of her were astonishing. As soon as she turned her eyes, a sacred ball of light fell on the leader of the bull first, and a damage value of -612 suddenly floated. Seeing this value, Lin Yan frowned slightly. Sure enough, the Lord Monster is the Lord Monster, and the defense is really scary. After Irene's level was raised to IV 15, the attributes have increased by a wave compared to before, but even so, it is still only being able to deal over 600 points of damage. It is obvious that the passive skill Magic Offset of the Bull Leader undoubtedly played a big role. But, how can it be? With the 50% cooldown of the Star God Orb, Irene can release the Holy Orb 30 times a minute with a light attribute head. Can release skills. No matter how high the defense of the Bull Leader is, how can he block such an exaggerated magic bombardment? However, looking at Irene's mana leaking wildly, Lin Yan also has a headache at 4.2. Irene's mana is much higher than other monsters of the same level, but she still can't stop her non-stop release of skills. At this stage, the pharmacists of the major guilds are still very early to grow up, so players still buy blood recovery and mana recovery potions sold in game stores. However, the large bottle of mana recovery potion that can be purchased in the store still restores mana according to the value. Yes, it can only restore 500 mana points at a time, and there is a certain cooling time after each use. As far as Lin is concerned, it is like a drop in the bucket. You have to get out the primary instant mana recovery potion, or even the intermediate instant mana recovery potion as soon as possible, otherwise Irene will not be able to use enough mana to spawn monsters in the future, and it will be embarrassing. Thinking of this, Lin Yan frowned slightly a wrinkle. Chapter 91. There are many medicines in World of Divine Pets because the system store only sells the most basic blood recovery and mana recovery medicines, so medicines such as instant magic recovery medicine, instant blood recovery medicine, anti-petrochemical medicine, element cohesion, etc. must be prepared by the life system. Professional players do it. Of course, at this stage, these professional players in the life department are basically pharmacist apprentices, and they can only clean the most basic herbs. After all, most of the potion formulas like this are available to elite monsters above level 20. A certain probability of falling. Thinking of this, Lin Yan's heart couldn't help but move slightly. Life-type players are an extremely special group of people, and with the advancement of the God's Pet World game, life-type players will play an increasingly important role. Take the life-type profession of pharmacist as an example. As the level increases, ordinary blue returning and blood regenerating potions will inevitably be unsatisfactory, so the various potions refined by the pharmacist will become necessities at that time. In addition to pharmacists, life occupations such as alchemists, architects, tailors, blacksmiths, etc. also play a vital role. In the previous life, super guilds like Open Black Lens Bracket Imperial City Close Black Lens Bracket and Open Black Lens Bracket God of War Close Black Lens Bracket had made arrangements in this area early on. They could not only fulfill the needs of players in the guild, but also sell them to casual players, earning a lot of money. Since he has seized such an opportunity in this life, he can definitely plan ahead in this area, and compared to other super guilds in recruiting players in the life department, Lin Yan undoubtedly has a greater advantage. For players of major life departments, potion formulas, architectural blueprints, alchemy scrolls, etc. are the foundation for them to gain a foothold in World of Divine Pets, and Lin Yan can get many of these items in advance. And right now Lin Yen owns a lot of real estate in city. He can completely upgrade those real estate, and then build a series of shops such as pharmacy, tailor shop, auction house, alchemy item shop, etc., and there is no need to worry about no players buying items. After all, the land he chose is the focus area that future players will inevitably visit after entering the inner city. Even Lin Yen can use this as a foundation to build a huge business empire. Thinking of this, Lin Yen couldn't help but feel a burning sensation in his heart. So the key right now is how to recruit those life players. Beluo, help me contact a few people. These people are life players in Lydie City. After you find them, ask them to contact me directly. With one blow, Lin Yen chatted with Huang Quan Bai Luo. Okay. On the other side, Huang Quan Bai Luo, who was dealing with the guild's affairs, nodded and responded without asking any further questions. By the way, because of your incident, there are a lot of players applying to join the guild in Thunder Emperor City every day, but the guild has just upgraded to IV2, and it can only accommodate up to 2,000 people. What about this matter? Old rules: suppress the upper limit of the level. It is better to be short than excessive, and increase the contribution rewards for completing guild tasks, encourage more guild players to do guild tasks, and raise the guild level as soon as possible. By the way, don't put people all or fully recruited, leave some places where they are, and I will draw some people in later. Lin Yen thought for a while and said, okay. Huang Quan Beluo didn't ask any further questions, and stood up directly. Open black lens bracket. The vanity is nothing. Close black lens bracket was originally just one of the many ordinary pharmacists in Lydie City, but just now, someone told him to find him in open black lens bracket Morning Star close black lens bracket. Although he is a professional player in the life department, he is currently staying in Thunder Emperor City and he usually likes to visit forums and Station B. He naturally understands Morning Star, which is currently in the limelight in the entire Thunder Emperor City. Very clear. The legendary Big Boss, the president of Tianxing Guild, who is in the limelight now. Such a big shot actually came to him in person, and he didn't know what kind of medicine was sold in the other party's gourd, but after thinking about it, the pomp was all for naught, or he had to bite the bullet and add the other party's friend. After all, such a chance, he might only have once in his life. Hello, Boss Morning Star. The pomp is empty and said in a somewhat vain voice. Hello, I won't say any more nonsense. I'll just cut to the chase. I appreciate you very much. This is the contract agreement I drew up. Take a look. If you think it's okay, just sign it. Lin Yen spoke. Send the contract agreement that has been prepared in advance. The contracts and agreements signed in World of Divine Pets are also effective in the real world, which also saves many players in many games from a lot of trouble. Although he was a bit puzzled, he carefully read the clauses sent by Lin Yen, but after reading it, his heart skipped a beat. The general meaning of the contract is that he will become the exclusive pharmacist of the other party in the future, and all the herbs and formulas he needs will be provided by the other party, and all the medicines he refines will be controlled by Lin Yen, and 20% of the profits from the sales of the medicines will be provided by the other party. All belong to him, and in addition, he can still have a guaranteed annual salary of 10 million a year. If the sales of the medicine he refines are good, the salary will be increased additionally. After reading the detailed contract of the contract, the pomp is empty, and the heart beats suddenly. A guaranteed salary of 10 million. Is the big guy so rich? Blue Star is a world where the gap between the rich and the poor is huge. 10 million is nothing to Lin Yen, but to ordinary people like all pomp is nothing. It is an unimaginable huge sum of money. If you insist on saying that there are any shortcomings in this contract, it is that the treaty in terms of violations is extremely harsh. Once the vanity is nothing, if you breach the contract, you will not only have to pay more than 10 times the liquidated damages, and you may even be imprisoned for it. But, is he out of his mind and breaking the contract? Why would he break such a good contract? Okay, I'll sign. Without any hesitation, vanity, as Kong said directly, but at this moment, Lin Yen suddenly heard a loud howling sound of magic directly hitting his voice. Ah, I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said just now. I was busy killing a level 25 Lord monster just now. Now it's solved. Tell me. On the other side, all the vanity is empty and I was stunned. Level 25. Lord monster. I'll go. Morning Star, boss, are we playing a game after all? Fashion is empty. Although he is a full-time player in the life department, he still knows a thing or two about the power of the Lord Monster. The guild, Agni Fire Guild, one of the earliest guilds stationed in Thunder Emperor City, sent 400-member regiments to enter the Golden Lion Plain in a mighty way yesterday, just to deal with a level 20 Lord Monster, but the result was after the defeat, less than 100 people survived from the 400-member regiments. As a result, Morning Star, boss, you can handle it all by yourself. Or the Lord Boss at level 25. Vanity is empty. Feeling my heart beating more and more violently, I called out, I sign, immediately, and directly signed my name with an energy pen created by the system. Well, you are welcome to join. Seeing the other party agreeing so readily, Lin Yan also said with a smile. After finishing all the glitz is empty, Lin Yan continued to contact the people in his memory who are currently staying in Thunder Emperor City and who will have some accomplishments in their respective professions in the future. Under Lin Yan's unreasonable money offensive, the dozen or so lifestyle players he contacted all signed contracts without exception. Just like ordinary players have a very low probability of triggering adventures when they create an account, when a player changes jobs to the corresponding life occupation, there is also a very low probability of obtaining a certain professional talent. Just like Lin Yan just contacted, the vanity is nothing. As a pharmacist, the hidden professional talent he obtained is that when he successfully refines medicine, he can gain an additional 30% experience, and there is a 1% chance to strengthen the potion effect. Moreover, the world of divine pets is an extremely real world. Whether it is pharmacy, alchemy, construction, etc., it requires a lot of ideas, knowledge, and talents to support it. It is far from enough, which is why there are many players in the world of God's pets who specialize in life-related occupations, but in the end, only a small number of life-related professional players finally come to the fore. However, because calls and exchanges between different cities are blocked at this stage, many other characters Lin Yan cannot be contacted for the time being, but Lin Yan is not in a hurry for the time being. As long as he builds the super business empire he envisioned, why worry about those people not coming to take refuge in themselves? After contacting these professional players, Lin Yan had the time to look at the equipment dropped by Flaming Bull Leader while Irene was still outputting non-stop at the side. Although the big boss fell, there were still a bunch of the younger brother waited for him to clean up. It has to be said that the Lord Monster is still very powerful, and the Lord skill summon of the Wild Bull of the leader of the Flame Bull is even more of a rogue skill, instantly summoning 2-leader level feral bulls, 4 elite level feral bulls, and all of them have HP and attack enhancements. If they are really confronted with the opponent below, Lin Yan can certainly rely on Irene's powerful output to eliminate the opponent, but it will probably take a long time. But right now Lin Yan is taking advantage of it, and it's quite easy to deal with the leader of the Flaming Bull. And because he can't go down to check the attributes of the equipment, Lin Yan can only look at the color of the equipment on the platform. After the Blazing Bull leader fell down, there was a big explosion, but among the bunch of green and blue lights, there was a purple beam of light that was extremely conspicuous. Purple gear. For ordinary players at this stage, the purple equipment is completely a legendary item. Even Lin Yan, who currently only has 2 purple equipment, of course, in addition to this, he also has a gold equipment, and a whole world of divine pets, the unique chaos artifact Sword of Judgment. And after killing this Lord Monster, Lin Yan's experience increased even more, and his level suddenly reached the 68% level of level 16, which is an exaggeration. For the next day, Lin Yan frantically brushed the Flaming Bulls to upgrade in Barbarian Valley and never even returned to the city. Blue, so it can basically support Irene's blue crystal consumption. Ding, your pet dragon Irene killed Flame Bull, you gained experience. Ding, your pet. Ding. Along with another burst of system prompts, a white light flashed on Lin Yan's body, and his level had officially broken through the 18th level. After that, the 20 attributes obtained were distributed according to the method of 6 points of strength, 6 points of agility, and 8 points of constitution. Beluo, your name is Shang Hanyu, Sad Xiaojian, you 3 have all your backpacks, come here now. While speaking, Lin Yan sent out his address to buy. Are you leveling on such a high-level map? Looking at the address sent by Lin Yan, Huang Quan Biluo's expression changed slightly, and he said in disbelief. At this stage, the average level of players is still between level 11 and level 12. Huang Quan Beluo originally thought that Lin Nian would be great at leveling on the level 20 map. Who would have thought that Lin Nian would go to the level 25 map to level up? Well, be careful when you guys come here, don't provoke those high-level monsters. You can go to the store to buy some mist dust, don't be reluctant to spend money, in short, you must come here safely. After thinking about it, Lin Nian still ordered. Okay, I'll call them now. Well, I'll wait for you here. After hanging up the communication, Lin Nian took a look at the Barbarian Valley, which was already a mess, and didn't know what to say. For more than 2 days, he frantically spawned monsters here, and all the flaming bulls on the entire map came out. Just die, and die as soon as you swipe it out, so that the entire map has fallen into a flat and soft period, and the refresh rate of Lily's flame bull has dropped a lot. Just now with Irene's another round after cleaning up, there is not a single live blazing bull on the entire map, leaving only corpses, coins and equipment all over the place. Basically that's it. Knowing that if he continues to level up here, the speed will be greatly reduced, Lin Nian didn't have any intention of nostalgia, tore a floating scroll, and brought Irene down from the midair platform. After landing on the ground, he began to look at the pieces of equipment around him. For more than 2 days of crazy killings, Lin Nian himself can't remember how many flame bulls he and Irene have killed, but with the extremely low drop rate of God's Pet World equipment, at this moment, the entire Barbarian Valley among them, there are actually hundreds of pieces of equipment scattered here and there, which can be seen. And among the dropped equipment, there are even 5 sets of blue-level Barbarian suits. Open black lens bracket armor of the bull close black lens bracket. Quality: blue. Level requirements: IV25. Category: heavy armor. Occupational requirements: shield warrior class. Attributes: +15 constitution, strength +5, blood volume +300. Traits: magic resistance +5%. Introduction: the heavy armor forged from the bones of the blazing bull has a strong defensive effect. Putting on the whole set of bull equipment, you will become a brave and fearless warrior. Composition of bull armor: armor, gauntlet X2, shoes, helmet. Set effect 1. Absorbs 15% of all damage received. Set effect 2. Plus 20% health and defense. Suit effect 3. After wearing neatly, -5 level requirements. The bull suit is a powerful defensive equipment consisting of 5 suits, and the attributes of the suit are also quite powerful. This is a set of defensive equipment completely made for shield warriors. 20% of the HP and defense bonuses are enough to make a shield warrior. The T-speed directly increases by 1 level, and the attribute of absorbing 15% of all damage received is extremely important for shield warriors, which allows them to bear a lot more damage when facing the boss in the dungeon with the group. As we all know, the most important position in the dungeon of God Pet World and the group is the main T. As long as the main can withstand the damage of the boss, survival probability of the entire team will be greatly improved. On the contrary, if the main cannot withstand the damage of the boss, then the probability of group destruction is basically equal to 100%. And the third attribute of the suit made this set of equipment that was originally level 25 only need to be worn at level 20. Such a set of equipment, if you turn your head back to the guild warehouse, it may cause players in the guild who want to transfer to the shield warrior category to fall into madness. After glancing at the other equipment, Lin Nian focused all his attention on the purple equipment. Open black lens bracket sensitive ring close black lens bracket. Quality: purple. Level: IV20. Occupational requirements: warrior class. Attributes: strength +10, agility +20, +800 HP. Traits: movement speed +20%. Additional skills: rapid charge. Rapid charge: move quickly in a certain direction instantly, causing the own movement speed to increase by 100% for a short time. Skill duration: 35 seconds. Skill cooling time: 3 minutes. Introduction: the treasure treasured by the leader of the Flame CGBH bull is a combat item that it accidentally plundered from other tribes. For this item, the leader of the Flame bull has always been very fond of it. The effect of the level 20 purple ring is still quite impressive, and the attribute is still nothing to say. The up to 20% movement speed bonus allows Lin Nian to do a lot of operations and actions. As for the skill rapid charge, it can be used to attack the enemy or escape from the battlefield. No matter how you use it, it is quite powerful of. Lin Yan's level has reached LV18 now, and he can equip it after upgrading 2 levels and changing to Shira. In addition to sensitive ring, the Lord of the Flame Bull also exploded a golden pet egg. Open black lens bracket flame bull pet egg close black lens bracket. Quality. Gold. Introduction. The golden pet egg has the blood of the blazing savage bull. Once it grows up, it has quite good combat power. Note. The first kill reward for the leader of the flame bull head. In World of Divine Pets compared to equipment, the drop rate of pet eggs is much lower, and pet eggs above silver are basically only lord monsters will explode, in addition to completing some extremely difficult mission, or the girl like Hanyu has some adventures, so even if the game has been going on for a long time, a good pet egg is still hard to find. Right now in the entire Thunder Emperor city, it is estimated that no more than one player owns a golden pet egg, and it is unlikely that it was dropped by beheading a lord like Lin Yan. If there is no accident, it is basically a lucky draw when entering the game cabin acquired. In addition to these, Lin Yan also obtained 2 potion formulas. Elementary Instant Magic Recovery Potion Formula. Effect. Immediately restore 20% of your maximum mana after drinking it. Cooldown time. 1 minute. Ingredients. Magic Grass, Coagulation Potion, Wisteria, Cocklebur. Introduction. A magical potion that can quickly restore one's mana, and has incredible effects. Elementary Instant Blood Recovery Potion Formula. Effect. Immediately recover 20% of your maximum HP after drinking it. Cooldown time. 1 minute. Composition of ingredients. Calendula, Hemorrhoids, Coagulation Potion, Fenugreek. Introduction. A magical potion that can quickly restore your own blood volume, and it can save your life at a critical moment. With these 2 potion formulas, Lin Yan can definitely make flavor is nothing one step ahead of other pharmacists, but this alone is not enough. It seems that he will have to spend a lot of money in the market next. Just as Lin Yan was picking among the equipment, sad little sword Wangquan Beluo and Hanyu were also rushing towards Maniu Valley. Sister Beluo, what do you think Boss Chengxing wants us to do? Sad Xiaojian asked while running forward quickly. Since the last time he saw Lin Yan destroying 200-member regiments with his own power, and then beheading the top player, Shadow Killer, with a single sword, his respect for Lin Yan has grown deeper and deeper. I don't know either, but you'll know when you arrive. Huang Quan Beluo shook her head. She was always reluctant to think about uncertain things. Brother Chengxing is so powerful, he dared to go to such a high map to level up. On the side, Hanyu looked at the monsters of more than 20 levels that appeared from time to time, with a look of admiration. During this period of time, the white wolf pet baby who has a golden rank helps to clear monsters. Hanyu's level increase is also very fast. She has already risen to level 13, but she does not dare to deal with monsters of more than 20 levels. The attributes are not bad, but 10 the level suppression around the level will directly reduce Xiaobai's damage output efficiency a lot, and there will be certain risks. The 3 of them chatted while walking, but when they arrived at the Brave Cow Valley they looked at the monster corpses all over the ground and the equipment, items, and game currency that could be seen everywhere, and all of them stared at each other, and all of them appeared on their faces. Unbelievable look. What's going on with this Nima? It's all here. Pack up all the equipment and throw it in the guild warehouse. Seeing Hanyu and a group of people approaching, Lin Yan habitually patted the little girl's head, and then said, Brother Chengxing, you killed these monsters. Hanyu glanced at the scene of corpses strewn all around, and couldn't help but tremble slightly. Well, but many monster corpses have been refreshed. As for the equipment, I will leave it to you to clean up. Lin Yan nodded and said lightly, Boss, you are so awesome. On the side, sad Xiaojian looked at the surrounding scene and was speechless for a while, before finally uttering these words. What happened today has really impacted sad Xiaojian's values after entering the world of divine pets. It's smiling. But what about the boss of Morning Star? There are hundreds of pieces of equipment when he makes a move. Before this, sad Xiaojian had never imagined that this kind of equipment could be counted as hundreds of pieces at once, but today, he saw it. Looking at the fallen monster corpses all around, he really didn't know what to say. Good guy, our leveling is to brush monsters, but the Morning Star boss is directly brushing pictures. On the side, Huang Quan Beluo looked at the scene in front of her, and her mood was really complicated. All along, she couldn't understand what kind of person Lin Yan was. She thought she had already overestimated Lin Yan enough, but every time, the other party seemed to be challenging her psychological tolerance limit. Brother Chen Sheng, you are so handsome. Han Yu narrowed her eyes into a crescent shape, looking at Lin Yan with great admiration. Yeah, Lin Yan couldn't help but feel his heart skip a beat when he realized that his palm was being grabbed by the little girl, and it happened to be in contact with that roundness at this moment. Xiaohei just showed her sharp corners, which is even more interesting. Okay, hurry up and pick up all the equipment and items, and put them in the guild warehouse later. Lin Yan coughed and said again, not wanting everyone to notice that he was strange. Okay, the three agreed in unison, and then began to pack up the spoils. A quarter of an hour later, seeing the busy three people returning to Thunder Emperor City in a flash of white light, Lin Yan was not in a hurry to use Thunder Emperor City to move towards Barbarian Valley. Quality. Should it be here? Recalling the post posted by a certain player in the previous life, Lin Yan swung his sword towards the rock in front of him, and with a dance of the sword of judgment, black and white rays of light surged together. Then he directly inserted into the rock, and as Lin Yan exerted all his strength, a piece of rock fell down in front of him, revealing a passage that only two people can walk side by side. Sure enough, seeing this scene, Lin Yan was overjoyed. In the previous life Bright Camp, there appeared an extremely unusual character called Xiao Yan. This guy didn't have any particularly powerful pets, but he was famous in both camps for his ability to manipulate flames with one hand and powerful output. The masters of the Tianbang were all defeated by their opponents one after another. After this guy became famous, he began to reveal how he grew up in the past. It turns out that the root of all this is the origin, Barbarian Valley. In this map, there is a special kind of spiritual treasure, the Talk of Hell. This is the basis for the opponent to rule the world later. But in this life, the other party's chance is destined to belong to Lin Yan. Just leaking a negligible amount of power can cause the entire bull race to evolve, which is enough to show the power of Hell Flame. Moving forward along the dark passage, Lin Yan didn't go too far, and found an empty area. There is no guardian animal as imagined, and there are no traps. In this darkness, a red, white, and yellow flame is hanging quietly in the midair at this moment. It occupies a very small space, as if Lin Yan, who was only the size of a finger, immediately felt the unimaginable terrifying explosive power contained in that small body. Open black lens bracket Flame of Hell close black lens bracket. Category: Treasures. Quality: Immortal. Introduction. A ray of spiritual flame at the beginning of the world, it can swallow all the flames in the world, and has the possibility of infinite growth. At present, this flame of hell has just awakened, and is in the weakest growth period. Treasures are a special category of items in World of Divine Pets. They are divided into 6 levels: ordinary, rare, handed down, Holy Spirit, ancient, and immortal. Even the most common treasures are extremely valuable. It's also possible that you won't get one. As for the immortal treasures like Hell's Flames, they are completely legends. In the previous life, Xiao Yan, who was known as the Emperor Yan, relied on Hell's Flame to embark on a legendary road, but in this life, this opportunity does not belong to the other party. After discovering Hell's Flame, Lin Yan walked over directly, and then stretched out his palm. 0. Ding! You have discovered the indestructible treasure, Hell's Flame, and you are trying to subdue it. This process is irreversibly dangerous. Do you want to continue? Continue. Chila. The moment Lin Yan chose to continue, that seemingly weak flame directly tore the skin of Lin Yan's palm, and then penetrated directly. At the same time, one fire damage after another began to appear on Lin Yan's body. Seeing this, Lin Yan was unmoved in the slightest. It went on like this for more than 10 seconds, and finally, after Lin Yan drank a bottle of blood recovery potion, the system's pleasant notification sound rang in Lin Yan's ear. Ding! Congratulations, you have subdued the indestructible spiritual treasure, Hell's Flames. At the same time as the voice sounded, a flame symbol like a lotus flower appeared on Lin Yan's brow. Open black lens bracket Flame of Hell close black lens bracket. Level: IV1. 0/100. Effect: -90% normal fire damage, all damage caused will be converted into an additional 10% real fire damage, damage plus 300% when using any fire magic or fire skills. Skills. None. Note 1. Only by devouring enough other spiritual flames can the level of hell flames be increased. Note 2. Every time the host uses the power of hell flame, there is a certain probability to comprehend related skills. Phew, finally got it done. Hearing the notification sound from the system, Lin Yan felt a little relieved. Although what he is doing now is completely in accordance with the secret post posted by the Emperor Yan, Xiao Yan, in his previous life, who knows if there will be any accidents, until the moment the system sounds, Lin Yan's tense mind is really relaxed, open. Is this the reliance of the previous Yan Emperor to gallop the world? Lin Yan's heart twitched. He stretched out his palm, between his fingers, lightly squeezed, and with a crisp sound, a thin white flame rose from his fingertips and rise. A little curious in his heart, Lin Yan lightly pointed this ray of flame, which he had completely controlled, towards the rock wall beside him. Accompanied by a flash of light sliding in the darkness, the area on the stone wall was instantly burnt into a 257, scorched black, drift. Sure enough, seeing this scene, Lin Yan frowned slightly. As an indestructible spiritual treasure that can grow, even though Hell's Flame is only at IV1 level, its power is already quite terrifying. The properties of the panel presented are just 2 words, exaggeration. The damage of any fire magic or fire skill is directly increased by 300%, and the fire damage can be reduced by 90%. What is this concept? The fireball that can cause 100 points of damage can only deal 10 points of damage when it actually falls on Lin Yan. This is not counting Lin Yan's own magic defense. The actual damage that can be caused will only increase low. Now with the blessing of Hell's Flames, Lin Yan can basically ignore any fire-type magic damage. With such an indestructible legendary treasure, Lin Yan couldn't help but have some other thoughts in his heart. With such a high fire damage reduction, he can definitely deal with some special fire monsters, such as the Fire Elemental Lord and the Lava Troll. Such existences far exceed the limit he can handle at present. After getting Hell's Flame, Lin Yan didn't have any memory of the map of Bull Valley, and chose to go back to the city directly. At the same moment, the guild channel of Tianxing Guild exploded again. Have you looked at the equipment warehouse? What's wrong? I'll go. Why is there a bunch of level 25 equipment in the warehouse equipment? More than 300 pieces of equipment. Do you want to be so exaggerated? White clothes, green clothes, even blue lines. There are 5 blue suits at 25. No, look at the attributes of the suit. It is said to be level 25, and if you put on the whole set of equipment, you can wear it at level 20. A full set of equipment has 15% damage reduction. My god, how do others play like this? Not only that, there is also a 20% increase in blood volume and defense bonus, which is too much for a player who is about to change to a shield warrior at level 20. If I equip this set at level 20, it won't be a problem if I have 1 against 2 at the same level, right? 1 on 2. Hehe, you are really worthless, kid. Such a set of blue equipment can greatly improve the player's combat power, but you can only see this little. If you want me to say give me a set of such equipment, at the same time if the skills are about the same level, I don't have any problems with 1 on 5, but if I still have 1 or 2 group attack skills, I dare to hit 10 in one fight. No, for this level of equipment, at least level 25 elite monsters or even boss monsters will drop it, right? Which player can beat such monsters at this stage? Who else could it be? Boss Morningstar. He can abuse 200-man regiments by himself, not to mention some 25-level monsters. It's definitely not a big deal. Morningstar boss is amazing. While there was a lot of discussion in the guild channel, as a member of Tianxing Guild looking at the bright moon silently opened the private chat channel, and directly sent the equipment attributes just seen to the Fire Guild's the President Fire Demon Nest. That's right. Looking up at the bright moon is the undercover agent sent by the Blazing Fire Guild to the Tianxing Guild. In fact, basically every guild will place undercover agents in each other's guilds, and this kind of thing is impossible to avoid. Seeing the equipment attribute map sent by Wang Mingyu, the heart of Raging Fire Demon Nest, which was originally spawning monsters, couldn't help but sink. As one of the first 3 guilds to enter Thunder Emperor City relying on the advantages and layout accumulated in advance, the guild level of the Blazing Fire Guild has been raised to IV6 long ago. The 5th level of the guild level is a threshold. Each level of the first 5 levels can recruit 1,000 more guild members. After IV5, the upper limit of guild members can be increased by 5,000. However, the higher the level of the guild, it will be more difficult to improve in the future, but even so, the Raging Fire Guild is a guild with tens of thousands of players. In Thunder Emperor City, it has always been a tripartite rivalry with Triumph Guild and Flying League. As for the Red Leaf Guild, which has had 2 conflicts with Lin Yen before, it is completely incomparable with this Master Daquan. Did you see this equipment from the Tianxing Guild's warehouse? The moment he saw the barbarous bullsuit Raging Fire Demon's Grotto was also shocked. If such a set of equipment was given to them in the guild, they would change jobs in the future. Equipped with the Shield Warriors, in the future, the dungeons of their main group will not only have an extra layer of protection, but how do they get such a powerful set of equipment at this stage? Yes, boss, I just heard from a player in the guild that the hundreds of pieces of equipment brought into the guild's warehouse not long ago, including the Brave Bull set, seemed to be obtained by Morning Star boss alone by killing monsters. After hesitating for a moment, he raised his head to look at the bright moon and said, "This is impossible," Blazing Fire Demon Nest said firmly without thinking about. No matter how strong he is, it's impossible for him to get so many level 25 equipment. Could it be that he swiped a level 25 map by himself? Therefore, there must be something wrong with this matter. This guy, Chen Xing, probably took advantage of some system bug, right? Quote. Hearing what the president of his guild said, he looked up at Mingyu and hesitated for a while, and didn't send the screenshot of the dead body strewn all over the field that Sad Xiaojian posted on the guild channel. At the same time, the other 2 guilds in Thunder Emperor City were also not calm. They didn't want to believe it, and they couldn't believe it. Lin Yen got such an astonishing amount of equipment by himself. How is this possible? In the past, in the eyes of these guild leaders, although Lin Yen entered their field of vision, they did not take him seriously after all. After all, no matter how strong Lin Yen is, he is still only one person. It is indeed very powerful that he can kill 200-man regiments by himself, but what about 2,000-man regiments or 10,000-man regiments? However, the matter of Lin Yen storing a large amount of high-end equipment in the guild warehouse at the moment made the heads of all the guilds tense. How attractive a guild is to casual players depends largely on the completeness of the guild warehouse. The more equipment in the guild warehouse and the better the attributes, the easier it is to attract players to join. If it is said that players who joined Tianxing Guild in the past were more interested in Lin Yen's fame and other illusory things, then now that there is such a warehouse with a wealth of equipment, it will greatly attract those free players. Tiwang. After all, what more players pay more attention to his profit? And after Lin Yen put this batch of level 25 equipment into the guild warehouse, the impact was not only the shock of the 3 major guilds, as some players in the guild who loved to put the attributes spread to the forum, and all the players were suddenly sour. Is the Tianxing Guild so powerful? How do they get so many level 25 equipment now? I'm starting to envy the players of Tianxing Guild. The guild I belong to has nothing. Hey, if I knew it, I wouldn't have listened to my friend's persuasion back then, and now I'm a sleazy official. Wow. Morning Star is awesome. Hey, why can't I meet such a good leader? Seeing a series of screenshots of the equipment sent by the players in the Tianxing Guild, many other players in Thunder Emperor City were stunned, and countless acid water began to appear inside. Originally they did not join the Tianxing Guild, mainly because they felt that the Tianxing Guild had no outstanding characters except for one Lin Yen. If a guild built with a single star player as the main player did not have corresponding strong financial support in the future, it is impossible to sustain development at all, so many players are not optimistic about Tianxing Guild at the beginning, but now with just when the 3 major guilds in Thunder Emperor City were still having headaches because of Lin Yen, he had already returned to the city. Wait here for me. After sending an address to Flitz is empty, Lin Yen walked towards the only piece of land he bought in the outer city. Okay. Pompous and Empty nodded. He dared not neglect Lin Yen as his employer. In the past 2 days, because of Lin Yen's strong support, he has a large number of medicinal herbs that can be used to improve his skills, and finally got rid of his embarrassing apprenticeship as a pharmacist, and his pharmacist level has been rushed to junior pharmacist. This made Vanity extremely excited. After all, there is never a gift for no reason in this world. He also knew that since Lin Yen allocated so many resources to him, he naturally hoped that he could return to his aunt. Excluding NPCs, junior pharmacists are still quite rare in the entire Thunder Emperor city, and the total number of junior pharmacists in the major guilds is estimated to be no more than 2. Boss. Seeing the appearance of Lin Yen's figure, all pomp and circumstance yelled immediately. This was the first time he met Lin Yen, and he felt a little nervous at the moment. There is no way, there are too many rumors about Lin Yen now, facing such a legendary figure, it is strange that he is not nervous. Yeah, Lin Yen took a look at the vanity is empty, nodded, I will immediately operate the vacant land next to me. System. Do you want to build a store on this land? This construction will cost 1 gold coin. Quote. Yes. System. Please select the type of shop you want to build. Pharmacy shop, tailor shop, alchemy shop. Pharmacy store. As the only map that Lin Yen bought in the outer city area, the location is naturally excellent. Lin Yen plans to open his first pharmacy here. Players still don't have enough reputation to enter the inner city in a short time, so as long as the pharmacy opened here has enough, potion will definitely be extremely hot. Ding. System. The store construction has been completed. Accompanied by a pleasant notification sound from the system, on the vacant land chosen by Lin Yen, a building suddenly rose from the ground. This is a house made of stone blocks. Although it has only 1 floor, it still looks very delicate and beautiful. There is a row of shelves for displaying and placing medicines inside. After the construction was completed, Lin Yen directly upgraded the store to the 2nd level without thinking too much. With a flash of white light on, there was an extra floor above the pharmacy, which had only 1 floor, and the whole building became brighter and more spacious. Looking at the suddenly changing building behind him, the vanity is empty. He was stunned for a moment, and then he understood what was going on. This real estate has been bought by Chen Xingda. Although it is only a real estate in the outer city, it will cost at least 823 hundreds of gold coins, right? How many players can have so much money now? Sure enough, the boss is the boss. The 1st floor of the pharmacy is used to buy and sell medicines. As for the 2nd floor of the pharmacy, you can completely transform it into several medicine laboratories. You can buy the related medicine refining equipment yourself later. Don't worry about the money. Give you these 2 potion formulas. Are you confident that they can be mass-produced as soon as possible? During the conversation, Lin Yen handed the primary Zhangjianzhongmao potion formula and primary Time Shenzhou potion formula to the floating body. Seeing the potion formula that Lin Yen handed over, he was stunned for nothing. The 2 potion formulas that Lin Yen handed him are potions that only junior pharmacists can refine. Naturally, a pharmacist needs to accumulate enough proficiency, but the proficiency gained from refining different potions is completely different. At present, all pharmacists are refining the most basic potions such as coagulation potion and decomposition potion to improve their proficiency. There is no way to get such a medicine formula. After all, looking at the entire Thunder Emperor city, apart from Lin Yen, there is no other player who can kill those level 20 monsters like chickens and dogs. After handing the 2 potion formulas to Vanity Fair, Lin Yen began to check the list of available employees on the system panel. The recruited employees can sell items for the employer, and they don't have any independent rights. Although they are mechanical, they can save the employer a lot of trouble. Albert. Age 32, gender male, negotiation 40, skill, none, employment price, 8 silver coins per month. Henry. Age 28, gender male, negotiation 45, skill, none, employment price, 15 silver coins per month. Lin Yen flipped through the pages. Most of the employees who can be hired have negotiating ability between 40 and 50. They either have no skills or are strange. Anyway, they have nothing to do with serious business. Lin Yen looks at these employees. The employees just glanced at them, and then directly delineated them. Finally, after flipping through hundreds of pages, Lin Yen finally saw a hired clerk who satisfied him. Greenville. Age 22, gender female, negotiation 82, skill, Status, nobleman, employment price, 1 gold coin per month. You are the one. Lin Yen directly paid the first month's employment price, and with a flash of golden light, a woman walked towards his position. Dragon Whisperer, Your Excellency the Shadow Judge, thank you for hiring me. Greenville is a beautiful woman in a light blue floral dress, with a high nose and beautiful eyes, and her voice is clear and melodious. This is my shop, and it will be managed by you in the future. Unlike those low-level hired employees, Greenwell is obviously a high-level NPC. Lin Yen doesn't have to worry about the store being handed over to the other party for the time being. Moreover, her status is quite special. As a nobleman, she can freely enter and leave the inner city. Even herbs can be purchased from the Apothecaries Guild at a lower price by negotiating. After simply remodeling the pharmacy, Lin Yen put up a notice to recruit pharmacists on the pharmacy. A mere pharmacist and a pharmacy can't support Lin Yen's ambition to build a business empire that radiates the entire game. Right now, the pharmacy is it's just the beginning. After thinking about the name of the store, Lin Yen directly named the pharmacy Longevity Pharmacy, which means beautiful, simple and easy to remember, and looking back, the flashy things are all in vain. After refining the first batch of primary blood recovery potions or magic recovery potions, then Changsheng Pharmacy can be officially opened. And when the time comes, this business will probably be the only one in the entire Thunder Emperor City. After all, at this stage, no one other than him will be able to get these 2 potions. Therefore, it is foreseeable that the business of Changsheng Pharmacy will definitely be extremely hot. After everything was done, Lin Yen organized his backpack and bought a batch of potions and necessary items for mana and blood recovery. He was ready to go outside the city to continue upgrading. This time, Lin Yen directly set his sights on 40 the Super Fire Elemental Lord. In all fairness, if you really want to fight head-on, Lin Yen is no match for Lin Yen even with Irene. The level 40 Lord monster has already exceeded the limit that all players can deal with, but with the 90% fire attribute damage reduction granted by Hell's Flame, he can use tricks to deal with this super powerful Lord monster right now. Molten Fields. This is a paradise for fire elemental monsters, but for the majority of players, it is a forbidden area that they cannot touch at all. The lowest level monsters refreshed on this map are also level 30 fire element spirits, which are about 17 or 18 levels higher than ordinary players at this stage. With such a large level gap, even if they can cause damage, there is still a huge difference. The probability of being missed directly. However, for Lin Yen, this is a paradise for killing monsters to gain experience. With his own defense and the 90% damage reduction of Hell's Flame, the damage that these fire elemental spirits can do to Lin Yen is basically better than nothing. Often after a skill is released, it lands on Lin Yen, and it can only deal more than a dozen points of damage, and Lin Yen's current level has reached level 18, and has the feature of Sword of Judgment ignoring level +10. The so-called level gap didn't exist in front of him, so Lin Yen rushed into the territory of the fire elemental elves, and took Irene with him, basically killing them randomly. However, when Lin Yen got rid of a group of unsightly fire elemental elves and was about to go deep into the fire element lord alone, a row of golden subtitles suddenly appeared in front of him. Ding! Players in Huasha District. Please note that the Bright Camp in Huasha District currently has more than 100 million players who have broken through level 10 and left Novice Village. The 4 major rankings will be announced later. Ding! Players from Huasha District. Ding! The 3 prompts in a row not only stunned Lin Yen for a moment, but also stunned all the players in the Huasha District for a moment, but immediately afterward, there were overwhelming heated discussions. Blue Star has a vast land and abundant resources, and Huasha has unique advantages. The population within the territory has already exceeded 10 billion, and the number of players entering the game will continue to increase in the future. Right now, it is only the initial wave. Ding! Congratulations player, Morning Star, your level is on the level leaderboard, do you want to hide it? Note: after hiding, you will not appear on the leaderboard. Not hidden. If you have strength, you have to show it, there is nothing to hide, and for Lin Yen, this is also a great opportunity for him to take the opportunity to promote Tianxing Guild. As for the possible dangers, hey, looking at the entire God Manuo Jiao favors the world, is there anyone who can really let him find it right now? Ding, congratulations Morning Star, your reputation is on the reputation ranking list, do you want to hide it? Not hidden. Ding, congratulations player Morning Star, your pet dragon Aileen has topped the pet ranking list, do you want to hide it? Not hidden. Ding, congratulations Morning Star, your weapons Sword of Judgment, Star God Orb, and Crossel's Mask have been listed on the equipment list. Do you want to hide them? Not hidden. Step by step, step by step. Lin Nian seized the opportunity from the very beginning and possessed the super god favor Irene, so that now he can be on the top 4 rankings at the same time. Ding, the 4 rankings of the Guangming camp in Huasha district have been reviewed and announced at the same time, and will be updated in real time in the future. Level leaderboard. Priority is given to those with higher experience at the same level. First place, Morningstar, level 18. Second place, Changfeng, level 17. Third place, Leng Yuhan Sheng, 16th grade. Fourth place, Potion, level 16. Fifth place, Gale Phantom, level 16. Sixth place, City Watch, level 16. Seventh place, Yan Fishi, level 16. Eighth place, Feng Wu, 16th grade. Ninth place, Black Years, level 16. 10th place, Magic Card Fantasy, level 16. Prestige Leaderboard, 111,500. Second place, Changfeng, 15,000. Third place, Potion, 12,800. Fourth place, Imperial City Watch, 12,000. Fifth place, Yan Fishi, 11,500. Sixth place, Feng Wu, 11,000. Seventh place, Black Years, 10,000. Eighth place, Ragnarok, 9,500. Ninth place, Simple Drunk Lovesickness, 8,800. 10th place, Magic Card Fantasy, 8,000. Equipment Leaderboard. First place, Judgment Sword Chaos Artifact Owner, Morning Star. Second place, Star God Orb Silver Owner, Morning Star. Third place, Azure Necklace Silver Owner, Hanyu. Fourth place, Spear of Destruction Silver Owner, Changfeng. Fifth place, God of War Shield Silver Owner, Shachi Liunian. Sixth place, Silver Moon Longbow Gold Owner, Black Years. Seventh place, Starchaser Cloak Golden Owner, Ragnarok. Eighth place, Crossel's Mask Golden Owner, Morningstar. Ninth place, Silver Light Sword Gold Owner, Feng Wu. 10th place, Demon Breaking Knife Golden Owner, Magic Card Fantasy. Pet Level Leaderboard. First place, Dragon Aileen Grade, Owner, Morning Star. Second place, 9 Heavens Luan Rank, Kai Jin, Owner, Feng Wu. Third place, Golden War Lion Grade, Kai Jin, Owner, Chengfeng. Fourth place, Red Gold War Elephant Grade, Red Gold, Owner, Imperial City Watcher. Fifth place, Northern Brown Bear Grade, Black Jade, Owner, Potion. Sixth place, Sky Spirit Bird Grade, Black Jade, Owner, Black Years. Seventh place, Black Jade Musk Ox Grade, Black Jade, Owner, Leng Yuhan Sheng. Eighth place, Chasing Wind Leopard Grade, Black Jade, Owner, Yan Fishi. Ninth place, White Wolf Grade, Gold, Owner, Hanyu. 10th place, Reindeer Grade, Gold, Owner, Magic Card Fantasy. Number 1 in the list. Looking at the ranking list, Lin Yan was not surprised. With his strength, he deserved his name. However, with the announcement of the 4 major rankings, all the players in the Huasha region in God's Pet World were completely blown away. I'm going, the top 4 rankings are all morning stars, isn't that too exaggerated? Is this guy a GM? How does this make us players play? My day, I stayed up all night killing monsters to get to level 14. How did the morning star achieve level 18? Doesn't it mean that the higher the level, the more experience is required? The 8th player on the ranking list seems to be a girl. Isn't it true that girls are so good at playing games these days? Stupid, look at the certification behind him. The other party is the president of one of the 9 super guilds in China, Feng Wu Guild. I'm going, blind student, I found a blind spot. The top 4 rankings are all occupied by the boss of Morning Star, but the last 10 places are all occupied by that guy named Magic Card Fantasy. Quote, all of a sudden, not only the players were talking about it, but all the major guilds were also restless. After looking at the ranking list, CGAJ Chongfeng couldn't help but frown. As the president of one of the 9 super guilds in China, Feng Yang Tian, he is also a super professional master in the top 10 of the list. Ranked number 1 on the ranking list, he hasn't relaxed for a moment since he entered the world of divine pets. However, what he didn't expect is that even so, he still failed to win the first place on the ranking list. This guy named Morningstar, who the hell is it? He actually occupied the first place in the 4 rankings. At this moment, not only Changfeng's face is quite ugly, but also the faces of hundreds of guild players on the side. In order to help their guild leader win the first place in the level leaderboard, hundreds of them specially search for elite monsters and boss monsters in the wild, and then fight them. A trace of blood was handed over to Changfeng to finish it off. Even so, they were still lower than that player named Morningstar. This was a blatant slap in the face, and it wasn't just Changfeng alone, it was their entire guild. Bloody Valley. Is it actually only the 3rd? Leng Yuhansheng glanced at his position on the ranking list. The expression on his face did not fluctuate at all, neither surprised nor happy, repeating that everything in the world had nothing to do with him, and continued to brush the monster in front of him. Each of his strikes is extremely precise, but his attacks are extremely high, often only 3 or 2 sword strikes, and a monster of level 20 in front of him will fall straight down, and when these monsters try to attack him, his body is like a phantom with a few flashes. He avoided all attacks. On a certain field map, Po Tian looked coldly at the rank leaderboard, and the muscles on his face couldn't help twitching. Ranking 4th among the billions of players in China, this may be a great honor for many players, but in his opinion, this is a complete joke. Not number 1, everything is false. Chen Xing, Chongfeng, Leng Yuhansheng. Looking at the 3 people in front of him, Po Tian's expression became colder the more he looked. Go, find out for me, what is the origin of Chengxing and Leng Yuhansheng. Po Tian suppressed the anger in his heart and yelled at his subordinates. The other party is an old opponent, and they know each other well, so there is nothing else to check. It's this Morningstar again. Wangcheng Watcher looked at Chen Xing, who was at the top of the 4 rankings at the same time, and felt a strange sense of reason in his heart. He had already paid attention to the opponent when he won the first kill in the Tide of Shadow dungeon. Who would have thought that the opponent would be even more exaggerated now, and occupy the first place in the 4 rankings at the same time? With his determination, seeing this scene, the mind is also shocked. Who is this guy? At this moment, not only the Imperial City Watch had this question in their hearts, but all the big bosses in the Tianbang also had this question in their hearts. However, although the bosses of these super guilds have their own worries and concerns, they and Lin Yan are in different countries at the moment, and there is no real intersection at all right now, so although they are shocked in their hearts, it is impossible to do something about it. What? As for the 3 major local guilds in Thunder Emperor City right now, Ragnarok Guild, Triumph Guild, and Flying League, they are completely confused. They had already thought that the strength of Morningstar was already very good, but they never thought that the other party's strength would be exaggerated to such an extent that the top 4 rankings were all the other party. You know, such a list is updated in real time, and all Washa players can check it at will, and Morningstar, which is at the top of the list, is equivalent to advertising for Tianxing Guild all the time, which makes the 3 major guilds. How can the management layer bear it? Agni Guild. Blazing Fire Devil's Nest. Looking at the 4 leaderboards with a cold expression, the surrounding guild members know that the boss is in a rage right now, and everyone is walking on thin ice right now, not even daring to give in. Go ahead, contact the people from Kaishuan and Feiyangmang. I guess those 2 old guys can't sit still now. After a while, there was a long sigh from the Blazing Demon Nest. And just when all parties in China were shocked or hostile to Lin Yan's ranking at the top of the 4th list, in a dark corner, some scum in China began to secretly contact foreign forces. But all of this has nothing to do with Lin Yan for the time being. At this moment, after glancing at the leaderboard, he went straight to the Fire Element Lord with a calm expression. The time for divine grace, bestowed by experience, is still there, and Yinling doesn't want to waste this time in vain. After running for a certain distance on the molten fields, Lin Yan finally found the lava cave in his memory. In this cave, there was a level 40 Fire Elemental Lord. I don't know how many players who were overwhelmed in their previous lives. He fell under the body of the Fire Elemental Lord. Because of the threat of the Fire Elemental Lord, no other fire elementals dared to stay in this area, so Lin Yan entered the cave with ease and went straight to the depths of the cave. The deeper you go into the lava cave, the higher the temperature will be. However, it may be because you have integrated the Hell's Flame, but Lin Yan doesn't have any strange feelings about such a high temperature. On the contrary, he still feels a little warm and friendly. After crossing the scorching air waves rising into the sky, Lin Yan finally saw this level 40 Fire Elemental Lord monster in the deepest part of the lava cave. Open black lens bracket Fire Elemental Lord close black lens bracket Lord monster. Level IV 40. Blood volume 300,000. Skills: Baptism of Fire, Cannon Blast, Firestorm, Heart of Rage, Body of Flame. Lord skill: Fire Furnace. Introduction. The strongest lord in the lava cave controls the ultimate power of the fire element and possesses unparalleled elemental power. With a blood volume of up to 300,000, this is the boss with the highest blood volume since Lin Yan entered the world of divine pets, worthy of his 40th level lord status. Humble human, you dare to break into my territory, are you looking for death? Aware of Lin Yan's existence, the fire elemental lord who had been sleeping before finally woke up, and let out a cry of indignation. Court death, you are looking for death, Lin Yan said with a smile. Hey, die. Sensing the sarcasm in Lin Yan's words, the fire elemental lord suddenly fell into a rage, and immediately rushed towards Lin Yan. Baptism of Fire. With the finger of the lord of the fire element, a wave of soaring fire rushed towards Lin Yan carrying a billowing heat. Facing this blow from the fire element lord, Lin Yan did not dodge at all, but let it fall on him. Chila. Accompanied by the sound of rising flames, a damage value of -23 suddenly appeared on Lin Yan's body. Seeing this scene, the fire elemental lord, who was aggressive just now, was dumbfounded. It never expected that one of its skills was released and landed on this extremely weak enemy in front of it, and it only dealt such a little damage. Seeing this, Lin Yan showed a hint of satisfaction. He never fought a battle with no chance of winning. Since he was going to kill the boss of the Elemental Lord, he naturally prepared in advance. Just now, he had already taken a bottle of Kong potion that was exchanged for belief points in the church. Open black lens bracket Fire resistance potion close black lens bracket. Effect. After taking it, the fire attribute damage will be reduced by 10%. Duration. 10 minutes. There is no 100% immunity to certain damage in World of Divine Pets, so after taking the fire resistance potion, Lin Yan is now immune to the superimposed effect of Hell's Flame 90% fire attribute damage reduction 99% fire damage. I have to say that the fire element lord at level 40 is quite scary in terms of attack. A single hit with a skill can cause 2,000 to 3,000 points of damage. If it weren't for such a high fire immunity, Lin Yan really wouldn't dare to provoke the opponent casually. But right now, 0. That's it. After confirming that the fire elemental lord could not pose any threat to him, Lin Yan slashed out with a backhand sword, then summoned Irene and started fighting directly. All fire elemental creatures do not have entities, they can only rely on flames to attack the enemy, so after 99% of the fire damage is reduced, there is no need to be afraid of the opponent. The lord directly launched a hand-to-hand fight. Aside, seeing her master so brave, Irene let out a hum, as if to say, "Master, don't be afraid, Irene is here to help you." Then the three heads activated their skills together. Elemental Storm. Sky Meteor. A world of ice and snow. -520. -468. -450. As the damage values kept jumping on the Fire Element Lord, the blood volume of the Fire Element Lord also dropped rapidly. It has to be said that the level 40 Lord monster has already frighteningly high defensive attributes, and the damage caused by Irene is almost cut in half, but right now, it has nothing to do with Irene, it can only activate skills one after another, causing only 20 or 30 points of damage to Lin Yan. Open black lens bracket hate lock scroll close black lens bracket. Category. Scrolls. Effect. After using it, the enemy's hatred value can be locked on itself, and it cannot attack enemies other than itself until the user who uses the scroll dies or the duration ends. Scroll effect duration. 10 minutes. Note, it is only effective for monsters below level 50 and whose rank does not exceed the Lord rank. This is a one-time consumption scroll that Lin Yen spent 1,000 faith points in the Church of Light to exchange. Although the price is expensive, it plays a great role. After using hatred to lock the scroll, no matter how roaring and angry the fire elemental lord was, he could only attack Lin Yen, but couldn't attack Irene, whose DPS output was exploding. But with 99% fire damage reduction, the boss, 690, can only cause 20 or 30 negligible damage to Lin Yen at one time when he activates his skills, and he can't help him at all. Roar! The fire elemental lord roared wildly, looking at the man standing in front of him with a ferocious face, wishing he could burn him to death. Bosses at the rank and level like the fire element lord already have quite a high level of intelligence, and it naturally knows that it must first deal with Irene, the guy who keeps outputting, but right now, because of the hatred lock, it can't get rid of, can't stand the human beings in front of me. The other party is really shameless. He actually used such despicable means to deal with himself. However, in the face of such a situation, the boss has no other way to deal with it other than uttering a sound of impotent rage. Dragon Flame Breath, Frost Breath, Holy Ball of Light. -460, 368, -286. Beep beep, beep beep, beep beep. Seeing that the boss couldn't attack her at all, Irene's 6 eyes rolled together, as if to say, "Big idiot, hit me if you have the ability." It has the effect of Dragon Whisperer Scroll, all skill levels +1, and Star God Orb, 50% cooldown of all skills. Irene's current skill release frequency is getting higher and higher. Especially the Sacred Light Ball, which is the skill with the shortest cooling time of Irene. The Sacred Light Ball upgraded to IV2 directly becomes IV3 under the blessing of Dragon Whisperer Scroll, and the skill release time becomes every 3 seconds. One time, plus 50% cooling, means that Irene can release a Holy Ball of Light every 1.5 s. What a terrifying concept this is. As a level 40 Lord monster, the boss's defense and blood volume have indeed reached an exaggerated level, but Irene couldn't stand the seemingly endless magic bombardment one after another, and his own blood volume continued to drop at a speed visible to the naked eye in a blink of an eye. 250,000, 20,555, 150,000. When the blood volume dropped to half, the fire elemental lord finally couldn't take it anymore. Stupid human beings, you are challenging the great fire elemental lord, I will burn you all to ashes. Accompanied by an almost hysterical roar, the bloody light on the boss flashed and then directly activated the lord to put on the flame furnace. Accompanied by a melting furnace that seemed to be condensed by flames appeared in the cave. The surrounding temperature seemed to rise suddenly, and then the flame furnace was wide open, and long dragons formed by condensed flames whizzed up, directly in the cave. The entire lava cave raged. Seeing this scene, Lin Yen couldn't help but curl his lips. Sure enough, the Lord skill of all Lord-level monsters is not a super summoning ability, but such an almost indistinguishable full-scale attack, with super high damage and unsolvable group attack ability. The fundamental reason why several hundreds of people in the group can't win the same level of Lord-level boss. There is no way, a group attack skill is basically wiped out, how can this Nima play? However, for Lin Yen, with 99% fire damage reduction, this damage is nothing at all. As for Irene, with her current blood volume, although a Lord skill has high damage, it can't help her at all. Taking advantage of this opportunity, Lin Yen even kept waving the Sword of Judgment in his hand. Although the output he could produce was a little different from that of Irene, no matter how small a mosquito was, it was still meat. And seeing the raging fire dragons, Irene didn't seem to care, and now she kept releasing skills one by one. Open black lens bracket elemental storm close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket sky meteor close black lens bracket. Greater than. With the continuous release of skills one by one, the blood volume of the Flame Lord also continued to drop. 100,000, 50,000, 45,000. When the boss's blood volume dropped to this critical point, Lin Yen's expression changed slightly, and then directly launched the finishing move attached to Sword of Judgment, Chaos Judgment. In an instant, black and white rays of light surged and collided with the sword body of Sword of Judgment and then seemed to spawn a silk thread that could destroy the world, and then it fell on the body of the Fire Elemental Lord. -4,456. Spike. Just when Lin Nian was entangled with the fire element lord, Chong Feng, the president of Fengyang Tianxia, had a golden light flashing on his body, and his level had officially broken through to level 18. At this moment, the number of players following him to help him upgrade has risen from the original hundreds to more than 1,000. In fact, the more people assist in the upgrade, the lower and lower the efficiency of subsequent upgrades. However, in order to hit the top of the leaderboard, Changfeng still chose to use a large number of guild members in 3.0. Boss, you are number 1 on the rank list. As Changfeng killed a level 20 elite boss with only 1,000 blood left, his subordinates shouted excitedly. Have you finally surpassed the player named Morning Star? Hearing the voice of his subordinates, Changfeng felt relieved, and opened the leaderboard to check it. Sure enough, he was already number 1 on the level leaderboard right now. As soon as his position changed, he became Morning Star again, and the level displayed by the other party at this moment was V20. Morning Star. Seeing this scene, Changfeng trembled, let out a roar of unwillingness, and then lay down directly on the ground. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.